It's time for the Mark Bless Show on Audio Sports Online. The Mark Bless Show is brought to you by Reynolds Body Shop, McNamara Florist, Red Cobra Wrestling, Citywide Paving, Changes Home Care, and Avon Dental Care. Now it's time to talk to the head coach of the Avon Orioles, Coach Mark Bless. It's already being called an instant classic by some, as last Friday night the 6th-ranked Avon Orioles traveled to take on the number one team in the state of Indiana, the Ben Davis Giants. The Orioles were dominating on the field, both offensive and defensively, for much of the game. Big plays played a big part of this game, and none bigger than the final score of the football game as the Ben Davis Giants, LaShawn Minor, took a 73-yard interception return to the house with less than 2 minutes left to cap off a 49-42 victory for the number one team in the state of Indiana, the Ben Davis Giants. When we come back, we'll talk to the head coach of the Avon Orioles, Coach Mark Bless, about last Friday night and look ahead to this week's game against Hamilton Southeastern. This is the Mark Bless Show on Audio Sports Online. Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com.
Changes Home Care is a proud sponsor of Avon High School football broadcast. Changes Home Care assists the elderly in staying independent in the comfort of their own home as long as possible. They assist individuals with bathing, dressing, transportation, medication reminders, light housekeeping, companionship, and much more. Their office is on Shiloh Professional Drive in Avon. Changes Home Care serves Hendricks and Marion County as well as all of the surrounding counties. Their services are available 24/7, 365 days a year. For a consultation appointment, call area code 317-271-3800. That's area code 317-271-3800. Changes Home Care in Avon.
We'd like to thank Citywide Paving for their support of Avon football and our Avon football broadcast this year. Welcome back to the Mark Bless Show on Audio Sports Online. It is now time to talk to the head coach of the Avon Orioles, Coach Mark Bless. Coach, we could probably spend an hour talking about last Friday night's game at Ben Davis, but we're not going to have that much time. It's already been, I've seen Kyle Nedenrep already call it an instant classic, and it's one of those games that as we were up in the booth, you just had that feeling nobody deserved to lose this game, but somebody had to. And unfortunately, it was your Oriole team that came away with the loss. When you're going through a game like that in which there was so much back and forth, there was a lot of adjustments made on both sides. And this is more of just on a personal level. As a coach, do you rather have that 24-point blowout win where you worked all week to prepare and everything went according to a plan, or do you enjoy those games where it's kind of that tactical battle back and forth all game long?
No, you know, that's a good question, Brian. I like the way you put it. Certainly as hard as our players work day in, day out, you want to come away with a win because a win's a win. But that kind of a game is very challenging. It's exciting and emotional for coaches, players as well, certainly. But, it was a fun atmosphere, a fun night until about the last, 2.5 minutes. And as a head coach, I felt very confident all the way through that game in the ability and the effort of our players. Like you said, it is just too bad somebody's got to lose a game like that. But we're hoping that we can learn some valuable lessons from that loss, and hopefully, it pans out that we're a better team because of it.
I was listening to Coach Kirshner talk on my way back home after calling that game as he was talking to another local radio station that evening. And he made no bones about it, and I think you would probably, if the situation was reversed, would, I'm sure, have similar thoughts. He said, I'm not looking forward to October. If we have to meet this team again, I am definitely not looking forward to it.
Right, and that was one of the messages I gave our team afterwards. I first of all, I made sure all of our players got their head up and were proud of the effort and the play that we made that night. But I said one of our opportunities, hopefully, is we get another chance to play them and to be able to execute and finalize the game a little better than what we did.
We take a look at, if you take a look at the stats, and I think Coach Shelbourne and I, while we were doing the game, you got the feeling actually sitting up in the press box, and I was talking with Cal Nidenrep, who was there with the Indianapolis Star, and Brent Glasgow and others, is that really felt like the Orioles, you really had this game. You played well, and for the most part, if you were an outside observer, we were watching the Orioles outplay the Giants. But you also, big plays are a big part of football, and in the end, Ben Davis had the big plays, and you guys managed to have a few plays here and there. But when you look at the scoring from Ben Davis, a lot of plays over 50 yards. And of course, the real killer in all of this was really the two scores that were resulted really from special teams, the muff punt turnover that turned into 7, and, of course, the kickoff return for the touchdown.
Certainly, and those are two areas that we covered it with our players both Saturday morning when we came in, as well as today. We got to pay attention to details. And, unfortunately, Thursday evening when we were in pregame practice, it didn't seem like we had our attention of our players on some special teams. And, that's going to come back and bite you and come back and haunt you. And it certainly did. You take out 4 or 5 plays of that game, and all credit to Ben Davis for being able to make those plays. But you take out those 4 or 5 plays, and it is complete domination. But, in a game of football, you can't do that. We got to learn our lessons from it and try to make sure we prepare our players better and be able to execute on Friday night so we don't give up big plays.
I saw this game. We saw a lot of adjustments made in this game, probably more so. I thought the adjustments you made, especially on defense early in the first half, you give up the 2 long touchdowns, the 2 long touchdown passes in the defensive secondary, but you make some adjustments. That really proved to be a big key in holding them down in the first half. And then on the same token, we saw Ben Davis come out after the half and basically just look, we're going to rush more guys than you have to block, and we're either going to get to you or we're not, and we're going to live and die by that in the second half.
I would agree with those statements. I do think at the beginning of the game we did have some players a little jittery, and I think once they settled down and played, that helped us a lot. But defensively, I think our defensive staff did a great job of making some adjustments, make sure we kept the ball in front of us, so to speak, and we did a better job of pressuring the quarterback, made an impact. And then, with Ben Davis's pressure, which, we know that they're an aggressive style of defense and they want to bring pressure. I agree. I think they decided, this is what we're going to do, and if it works, it works. And it was effective, but I also thought we did a pretty good job of picking it up at times. Probably the most costly one was there when Brandon got hit as he was throwing, and, defensive lineman made a special play and, took the ball down the field to the end zone.
Defensively, you do have to be pretty happy. Ben Davis is one of the very talented running backs. Run as an H-back, wide receiver. He'll line up a tailback, and Chris Evans, of course, he's going to play with Brandon next year up at Michigan. But you hold Ben Davis to only 22 yards rushing on the game. Yes,
very pleased. We wanted to try to keep him contained before he got going and make sure we had bodies on him. And I think our defensive line played extremely well, played by A.J. Elcock and C.J. Hunt, Gunnar Larson, Timmy Osho. I think they just played their best game of the year, and I thought our linebackers played well too. Brody Good, Matt Thompson, Levi Hawk. I think our front six, front seven guys played extremely well.
Brandon, of course, had a really great night, 26 of 44, 381 yards. He's going to have the 2 picks, but when you look at it, the pick early in the game, the pass to Matt Moore, Matt kind of fumbled it a little bit. He was trying to bring it in, and then the defender made a really great play. And then, of course, you talked about the play at the end of the game that resulted in the interception return for a touchdown. Otherwise, Brandon was on target all night. I saw Andrew Griffin. It was a night where he played both sides of the ball very well, but it was really the running attack that you put in different running backs. We saw Bryant Fitzgerald for the first time running the football. Corey DePriest did a fantastic job running the football. And then late, Darian Love got into the act, and all 3 of your running backs ran the ball very well.
And I think that's, if you watch major college football games, they don't rely on just one star running back. They want a rotation of backs, bringing them in the game at different times. Maybe one's more of a power back, one's more of a speed back. And, I think it helps having some fresh bodies in there. I was real pleased with our run game compared to the week before, where we struggled a little bit at times. Let's be honest, Brandon helped set up that run game because he's such a good quarterback and is so dangerous passing the ball. It's all related in there. And I was proud of our offensive unit for being able to move the ball up and down the field.
We're talking with the head coach of the Avon Orioles, Coach Mark Bless. When we come back, the Hoosier Crossroads Conference season kicks off this weekend, or this Friday, I should say, and the opponent for the Orioles will be the Hamilton Southeastern Royals. We'll talk about that right after this. This is the Mark Bless Show on ASO. McNamara Florist is Indy's hometown florist since 1954, with 8 convenient locations, including the new Avon store on Rockville Road. McNamara Florist is famous for our floral designs for all occasions that help our clients express their emotions through flowers. Visit McNamara Florist for outstanding personal service and to select from the renowned home decor merchandising, including stunning Christmas classics. McNamara Florist is located at 9655 East Highway 36 in Avon, and you can give them a call at 579-7900. Avon has a rich wrestling tradition, and now Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of it. Opening last November, Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Red. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at RedCobraWrestlingAcademy.com.
Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon High School sports broadcast. Dr. Timothy Greer and Dr. Christopher LaFave have served Hendricks County families for over 20 years. Located in Avon's Beechwood Center area just east of Ivy Tech, they're open Monday through Friday, although early morning hours are available. Avon Dental Center offers high-tech dentistry that includes dental implants, orthodontics, and one-appointment crowns. At Avon Dental Center, their priority is to deliver quality care to informed patients in a comfortable and convenient setting. You can get more information at avondentalcenter.com or call for an appointment at 272-8100. Avon Dental Center.
Back with the head coach of the Avon Orioles, Coach Mark Bless. The Hoosier Crossroads Conference schedule kicks off on Friday night, and an old friend you're making a visit to as the Orioles will travel to play the Hamilton Southeastern Royals. Hamilton Southeastern got their first win of the season last Friday and defeating North Central 41-14. This is a different team than we've seen in the past. And last year, when you played Hamilton Southeastern, their quarterback was a senior in Tyler Janney, and it really wasn't until a couple of games later, really the Hamilton Southeastern Fishers game, that they started junior quarterback at the time, Carter Pori. Now he's taken over that offense, but when all is said and done, Hamilton Southeastern, they want to run the ball first and then open that up for their passing game.
Yeah, absolutely. And the quarterback is very good. He's a good, strong arm. He's a good athlete. And he's a bigger body person, too. He's 6'4", I think, on the roster, but he does a good job leaving the pocket when he needs to. He runs the ball well. So, he's a guy that we've got to consider a threat in the passing game as well as a runner. But I think your statement is very accurate. They do want to establish a run game. They're a power type team. They're not a finesse team. So, and they've got a big offensive line. So we've got our hands full coming into this game.
Their starting tailback will be a senior, David Setzi. He has one touchdown on the season. Of course, him on the Southeastern opened up once again with Carmel, like your team. Scott May, he's not dodging anybody. He's scheduling a very tough team in their non-cons part of the schedule with Carmel, just like you did with Ben Davis. And then they played North Central last week, so they kind of get a little bit of a feel playing really tough competition. But this is still a team that looks like they're in a little bit of a transition. Defensively, they had a tough time against Carmel. They did a pretty good job against North Central, but then North Central not quite the strength they've been the past few years. Defensively, coming off this Carmel game, the Ben Davis game, and you're really doing a great job against the run. Do you kind of focus now on some of the weaknesses you had against Ben Davis, which was really in the defensive secondary, because pretty sure that's where Southeastern is going to be focusing tonight or Friday night?
Well, certainly we've got to make sure we improve upon our weaknesses, and we gave up a couple big plays off the edge on the fade route, and we gave up the seam route. So we definitely got to make sure that we get better in those areas so we don't do that again. But knowing that HSE can run the ball and likes to run the ball, you can't take too many guys out of the box. You got to make sure that you're anchored inside to be able to shut down the run game. And our coaches, they've already started the process of making sure that technique-wise, fundamentals, that we're doing what we need to do to sort up those areas.
We're talking to the head coach of the Avon Orioles, Coach Mark Bless. The Orioles will take on Hamilton Southeastern Friday night, and you can catch all the action right here on Audio Sports Online with the Mark Bless Show, beginning the pregame show at 6:30, and then the kickoff between the Orioles and the Royals at 7 o'clock right here on ASL. Coach, good luck this week, and we will see you on Friday.
Thank you, Brian.
You've been listening to the Mark Bless Show on Audio Sports Online. Tonight's show has been brought to you by Reynolds Body Shop, McNamara Florist, Red Cobra Wrestling, Citywide Paving, Changes Home Care, and Avon Dental Care. Tune in next week when we once again talk to the head coach of the Avon Orioles, Coach Mark Bless. The Mark Bless Show is an AudioSportsOnline.com production.
Panuni's Pizza and Wings in Brownsburg has something for everybody, and you don't even have to leave home. Call 286-3500 for free delivery to Pittsboro, Claremont, North Avon, and all of Brownsburg. Specialty pizzas, calzones, breadsticks, and cheese bread, all made in-house with Panuni's own hand-tossed dough. Not to mention Panuni's jumbo wings. Just tell them you heard about it from XRB and get 10% off of your order. Check out their Facebook page for specials. Open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., Friday and Saturday until 11 p.m. Locally owned Panuni's Pizza and Wings on 1447 East Main Street in Brownsburg.
It's time for Game Night in Hendricks County on XRBRadio.com and Audio Sports Online. Tonight's game is brought to you by Reynolds Body Shop, McNamara Florist, Avon Dental Center, Changes Home Care, Red Cobra Wrestling, Citywide Paving, West Side Plumbing, Panuni's Pizza, Blue River Pharmacy, Northfield Storage, Ivy Tech, and the Payroll Department Incorporated. Game Night in Hendricks County on XRBRadio.com and ASO is an AudioSportsOnline.com production. It's been a bit of a wait here on a Friday night at Hamilton Southeastern High School, but we will have football as the 7th-ranked Avon Orioles will take on the 12th-ranked Hamilton Southeastern Royals here on xrbradio.com and Audio Sports Online. A good Friday evening to each and every one of you. My name's Brian Scott, and I'm going to be joined shortly by the Indiana Football Hall of Famer, Dave Shelbourne. It was one of those punches to the guts that the Orioles suffered last week in a game that, when you take a look at the stats, the Orioles dominated both sides of the football against the number one team in the state, the Ben Davis Giants. However, it was the Giants that would make the big plays. When you take a look at the stats, the Orioles on the night had over 270 yards of offense, or the Ben Davis Giants only had 270 yards of offense. 223 of that came on 4 plays, and they were all touchdowns. That's really the difference in the game, that and special teams. And, Coach, when we take a look at what happened last week, I'm sure Coach Bless and the rest of the coaching staff, they'll go back and look at this, and it was a pure domination on both sides of the ball by Avon. But as champions are wont to do, they make big plays, and that's what Ben Davis did last Friday night.
Well, it's a good news, bad news thing. I mean, as coaches, all we're looking for is W's. And, it really doesn't matter how you play, but in retrospect, you have to come away from that game feeling good. You're exactly right. We dominated all phases of the game, unfortunately. We also dominated the penalties, and that certainly hurt us. If I remember right, we had 16. But we moved the football anytime we wanted. Defensively, we shut down Chris Evans nearly the entire game and really pretty well dominated things. A couple of mistakes in the kicking game and, allowing a couple of big plays, proved to be our downfall. But I know as coaches and kids, I've been talking to the players all week at school, they're feeling very comfortable now that, they can make a run at the state, that they're capable of playing with anybody in the state. Ben Davis has got loads and loads and loads of talent, and we certainly matched that talent in the key spots and, really did just about anything we wanted offensively.
Listen to Coach Mike Kirshner on my way home last weekend after the game, talking on a local radio station, and they asked him about last week's game and what his thoughts might be in October. He made no bones about it. Ben Davis doesn't want any more part of the Avon Orioles, but that might be exactly what we will see come October once sectional play begins. We still have a lot of football left to be played, though, until then. And tonight, the Avon Orioles are in defense of their Hoosier Crossroads Conference football championship. We talked about last week's game with Brandon Peters. Brandon finished that game very, very respectively for the Avon Orioles. 27 of 44, 390 yards. He threw 4 touchdown passes. He had 2 interceptions, but as you heard Coach Bless talk about on the pregame show, he really couldn't fault Brandon for either of those. The first one, a defender made a nice play on the football, ripping it out of the receiver's hands. And on the second one, a free shot to Brandon from a blitzing linebacker. That caused his arm to come forward, and LaShawn Miner did the rest of the damage 73 yards later for the pick 6 with less than 2 minutes left to go in that game. But Brandon, he was surgical in his precision last week, and they're going to look for him to have another big game tonight. For the Orioles, running the football, they did a pretty good job running the ball, and they ran for 165 yards, and they did it with 3 tailbacks. Bryant Fitzgerald saw his first action this season at tailback. He started the game. Corey DePriest led all Avon rushers with 94 yards on 10 carries, and Corey did have the touchdown. Then we saw Darian Love late in that contest. So the Avon Orioles come in with a record of 1-1. Their opponent tonight is ranked 12th in Class 6A, and we want to welcome all you fans from Hamilton Southeastern that are tuning in tonight's broadcast on Audio Sports Online. The Hamilton Southeastern Royals come in with a record of 1-1. They fell to Carmel in the season opener, but they came back with a vengeance last week when they spotted North Central 7 points in the first quarter, and then that was pretty much all she wrote as Hamilton Southeastern would run the next 34 points on the scoreboard and finish with a 41-14 victory. Senior quarterback Carter Pori was 16 of 22, 252 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions on the football game. And then, of course, when you think about Hamilton Southeastern football and head coach Scott May, you think of rushing the football. The Royals had 141 yards rushing, led by senior David Chechi. He had 13 carries for 76 yards. He had 1 touchdown on the night. Aaron Matteo, their senior fullback, 11 carries for 41 yards and a touchdown. We also saw Curtis Goss get into the action. Curtis will normally be seen a little bit as a wideout. They'll bring him around, run the sweep. He had 8 carries for 62 yards in that contest. The leading receiver for Hamilton Southeastern on the night was Greg Miller, 7 catches for 86 yards and a touchdown. Aaron Matteo also got the ball on a little swing pass. He only caught 1 ball. He took it 88 yards to the house. So Matteo responsible for 2 of the Royals' touchdowns last week. And, Coach, we've watched Hamilton Southeastern year in and year out. When you look at both squads, probably the 2 best coaches in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference, might put Rick Wimmer in there as well. These 2 know each other very well, very successful, and they're very successful because what they do it well. And for Hamilton Southeastern, it's normally running the ball well, then setting up the pass.
Well, there's a lot of tradition at Hamilton Southeastern. Their coaches throughout the years have always done well. They're always extremely well coached. If you're going to beat a Hamilton Southeastern team, you have to beat them because they normally don't beat themselves. They're a very physical, fundamentally sound team defensively. Their style of defense will probably be a little bit more similar to what we saw in the Plainfield game the first week. They're a little bit more of a bend but not break, keep everything in front of you kind of a defense. They're going to make you put together drives and first downs. They're not going to give up big plays. They blitz enough to kind of keep you honest and kind of throw you out of rhythm. But for the most part, they're a team that just lines up, plays football, runs to the football, tackles well, and they make you earn everything you're going to get. Offensively, they're in a little bit more of a spread offense. They used to be a little bit of a power type football team. Now they're, you're going to see them in multiple formations. They're going to throw the football a little bit more, I think, than traditionally they have done. They mix things up. They have a lot of good athletes. I don't know that they have the great standout athlete like when they had the Cochran kid here, a few years ago. But they have a multitude of very capable backs and receivers, to line up against an extremely well coached, as they always are, offensive line. So, Avon has some skills. They're going to have to take advantage of those skills, but I have a feeling coming in here that what Hamilton Southeastern is going to try to do is just slow the game down a little bit, make them nickel and dime, make them perform, pass protect, not jump off sides, play a little pitch and catch. But I think they're going to do everything they can not to give up the big play, where Ben Davis' style last week was, we're going to try and create problems. We're going to get after you. We're going to sack you on occasion. If you do hit us, it will be a big play. And that's what they did. So you're going to see another well-coached team that we're going to play, but it is going to be a whole different style.
These 2 teams, as if you haven't noticed, they did not go to the locker rooms, because we are going to get this game started momentarily, and we'll have the kickoff when we come back. This is Game Night in Hendricks County on XRBRadio.com and ASO.
Changes Home Care is a proud sponsor of Avon High School football broadcast. Changes Home Care assists the elderly in staying independent in the comfort of their own home as long as possible. They assist individuals with bathing, dressing, transportation, medication reminders, light housekeeping, companionship, and much more. Their office is on Shiloh Professional Drive in Avon. Changes Home Care serves Hendricks and Marion County as well as all of the surrounding counties. Their services are available 24/7, 365 days a year. For a consultation appointment, call area code 317-271-3800. That's area code 317-271-3800. Changes Home Care in Avon.
McNamara Florist is Indy's hometown florist since 1954, with 8 convenient locations, including the new Avon store on Rockville Road. McNamara Florist is famous for our floral designs for all occasions that help our clients express their emotions through flowers. Visit McNamara Florist for outstanding personal service and to select from the renowned home decor merchandising, including stunning Christmas classics. McNamara Florist is located at 9655 East Highway 36 in Avon, and you can give them a call at 579-7900. Welcome back to Hamilton Southeastern High School. Game night in Hendricks County on XRBRadio.com and Audio Sports Online. Alongside the Indiana Football Hall of Famer Dave Shelbourne, I'm Brian Scott. We're about 2 hours late from the scheduled kickoff of tonight, but we will have football. Lightning in the area kept this game delayed numerous times. As per IHSAA rules, they must delay this game 30 minutes at the last stroke of lightning. So this game got delayed on numerous occasions. At one time, we thought we were going to get it underway, only to see a lightning strike happen and delay it another 30 minutes. But we are going to play football, and it's even be at night about 2 hours after the scheduled start. Hamilton Southeastern and Avon both come with identical 1 win and 1 loss records. Let's give you some of the particulars for tonight. The head coach of the Avon Orioles in his 6th year at the helm of the Orioles is head coach Mark Bless. He has a record of 41-19, and in 26 years of coaching has a record of 190-86. The head coach for the Hamilton Southeastern Royals is Scott May, 70-23, in his 9th year at Hamilton Southeastern, 73-42 in his 11th year overall. The Orioles fell to Ben Davis last week by the score of 49-42, while Hamilton Southeastern defeated North Central 41-14. Over the last 30 years, Hamilton Southeastern holds a 2-game edge in this series, 10 games to 8, and the Avon Orioles are 2-3 against Hamilton Southeastern under head coach Mark Bless. Their last meeting, however, last year in Avon, resulted in a 31-10 win in favor of the Avon Orioles. Avon will be in the white, and they look like they will be receiving the football to begin this contest. So Brandon Peters and the offense look like they will take over. They will have the football to begin this game. As much as we've had this 2-hour delay, the one thing it has done, it has really cooled down here. When we arrived here at the stadium at roughly just before 6 o'clock this afternoon, very warm, very muggy, very sticky, but the storms kind of came through, and while we didn't really have a whole lot of rain here at Hamilton Southeastern, it has cooled down noticeably. Temperatures now, I would say, in the upper 70s. Still a bit of humidity in the air, but not a whole lot, and should be, all in all, a nice night for football. We're about ready to get this game underway. Stephen McLeish will kick this ball off for the Hamilton Southeastern Royals. Back deep for Avon will be Corey DePriest and Bryant Fitzgerald. So we're glad you stuck with us, and we're ready for high school football on Audio Sports Online and game night in Hendricks County on xrbradio.com. McLeish, right-footed kicker, makes a run up and kicks this ball away, and we are underway. It'll be taken by an up man at the 20, 25, reversing field, coming to the near side to the 30, and finally brought down at about the 31-yard line as
Carmichael.
It is Chet Carmichael, the up back, that took the football. And the Orioles will start out on offense, led out by their 6'5", 210-pound senior quarterback, Brandon Peters. Brandon, again, a great night on Friday night against Ben Davis, and for the year, 42-65, 637 yards. He has thrown for 9 touchdowns. He has run for 1 touchdown. He's had 2 interceptions, both of those in the game last week against the Ben Davis Giants. And the Orioles will have it first down and 10 with the ball spotted at the 31-yard line to begin this contest. They'll use 4 wides, 3 to the top of the formation. Peters works out of the gun, and the give is to the tailback, and burrowing underneath, I believe, was Corey DePriest to start the game. It was Corey. He'll have a pickup of 3, and that'll be the first play from scrimmage. Let's give you the starting lineup for the Avon Orioles. Across the offensive line, Nick Shoemaker, Ben Wilson, Ryan Dickinson, and then the freshman on the right side, DJ Bolts and Addison Batten. The tight end is Matt Moore. The flanker is Andrew Griffin. Split ends are Harrison Weber and Jordan Peterson. The tailback is Corey DePriest, and the quarterback is Brandon Peters, who will look over this 3-4 defense employed by Hamilton Southeastern on 2nd and 7. Same formation practically as the first down. Royals show blitz. They bring the middle. Here comes pressure, and down goes Brandon as Hamilton Southeastern watched a little bit of that tape from Ben Davis last week. They brought pressure right up the middle, and they sack Brandon back inside. Well, they'll spot the ball at the 22.
Yeah, I mean, they showed it early. I mean, you saw it coming just the same as I did, and I'm a little bit surprised they had a missed assignment. Usually when you see blitz coming, the common thread in the offensive line is to block everything inside, and if you don't have enough numbers, make the rush come from the outside. But that time, one of their linebackers came clean right up the middle, and Brandon had, no other choice than to take the sack.
So that'll bring up 3rd and long now as the ball's backed up to the 22-yard line. Orioles need to get to the 41. Peters back to pass. Now he gets flushed, and he's going to be sacked for the second play in a row. It's coming in and making the tackle, I believe, was for Hamilton Southeastern. Coming in and making the tackle was Big Ben Utter, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, it's that guessing game again. They had 3rd and long, so you got to throw a little bit longer route. When you get teams that are blitzing, it's very difficult to throw those routes, 15, 20 yards down the field. But because they were behind schedule because of the sack on 2nd down, Southeastern teed it up again and then came after it. So that's not the kind of start Avon wants. It's certainly the kind of start that Southeastern wanted, though.
Sam Perino back in punt formation for the Royals. Austin Holzman and Brock Burns stand back near the midfield stripe. Perino gets a beautiful kick away, and that'll drive them back to about the 40-yard line. And, well, let's see what they called there. They called his knee down at the time that he caught the football. So that is where Brock Burns is going to be marked down. And that is where Hamilton Southeastern will take over 1st and 10 with the ball at their own 38-yard line. And bringing him out will be the senior quarterback for the Hamilton Southeastern Royals, Carter Pori. Pori comes in this season doing very, very well, and he is a big kid. Carter comes in averaging 6'4", 210 pounds, so he is a big young man, and Royals will start this ball possession at the 38. Nice pass, little play action, and they get coming over on the slant, Greg Miller, who is their leading receiver. And it's a gain of 15 yards and a 1st down for Hamilton Southeastern.
Southeastern certainly used that 2 hours to come out here well prepared because the first 4 plays they have certainly dominated things.
They'll stay in the spread. Here's the give. Matteo runs around the far corner, and he might pick up a yard, but that is going to be about all before he is brought down. Let's quickly give you the Hamilton Southeastern Royals offense. Across the offensive line, Sam Garvin, Alex Woolridge, Zach Randall, Caleb Rutten, and Joe Myron. The tight end is Matt Klink. The wideouts, Greg Miller and Will Crudet. The fullback is Aaron Matteo. The tailback, Curtis Goss. And the quarterback is Carter Pori. It'll be 1st down, ball right at the midfield stripe. As the officials wind the clock. So Hamilton Southeastern gets the 1st down as back to pass is Pori. He swings out right side. He has Greg Miller. Miller will pick up about 3 before he is brought down. Looks like Brody Good, it was Levi Hawk with the tackle for the Orioles.
Yeah, just a little bit of a little bubble screen, but it was an outside-in screen. The outside guy, receiver came back. The inside receiver tried to kick out on the corner. Nice little easy completion, good 1st down play. Looks like we got a penalty here, though.
They will move the ball backwards as holding is going to be called against Hamilton Southeastern. So Avon will elect to take the penalty and push the ball back to the 42-yard line. Will be 1st down and about 18 yards to go with Pori working out of the shotgun. Pori makes the call, now looks over to the Southeastern sideline as they make the adjustment.
Yeah, they're audible, and Avon right now isn't covering the slot.
Back to passes Pori. Good coverage, throws it down, looking for Miller, and it is going to be incomplete as Greg Miller was working one-on-one with Andrew Griffin. We saw Griffin come into the game against Ben Davis after about 2 Ben Davis offensive series this week. He comes right out as the starting defensive back.
Yeah, they had 2 big plays last week early in the first quarter that killed them and took away all the momentum, and I think they want to make sure that they get off to a better start and prevent that this week.
2nd down and 18, ball at the 42, 8:15 left to go first quarter. Here's the give, and very, very little running room as it once again is Aaron Matteo with the carry.
Yeah, as I alluded to last week, I think really Avon from tackle to tackle plays very, very tough, aggressive defense. They blitz enough and stunt those linemen that it's going to be difficult, I think, for anybody to run inside the tackles against them.
And it'll bring up 3rd down and 17 for the Royals. They need to get down to the Avon 40-yard line to pick up a 1st down. They'll work a 4 wideouts, 3 come to the near side. And to the right, as Carter Pori takes the snap, fires over the middle, and incomplete as he was looking over the middle for, I believe, Will Coudray, but in there to make a nice play for Hamilton Southeastern was Scott Campbell.
Yeah, both defenses here have gotten off to good starts. Southeastern had 2 quick sacks on Brandon Peters, took him out of their rhythm. Southeastern came out here and the penalty obviously killed their chances, so the defense has done what they're supposed to do in both series, and Avon's going to get an opportunity to get the ball back here. It'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments they've made to handle the blitzes.
So Zach Cash is on to punt this ball away for Hamilton Southeastern. Jordan Peterson and Corey DePriest back deep for Avon. They'll get this one a nice kick that will be fielded at the 27. And taking it is Jordan Peterson to the left side, getting just beyond the 30-yard line, and fields the punt. Picks up about 6 yards on the return, and Avon will have their second drive of the game in a scoreless football game with 7:20 left to go here in the first quarter, and they'll begin this drive at their own 32-yard line.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a little bit of relief on the sidelines that we caught the punt and, get a chance to start off here with pretty decent field position.
So Peters brings the offense back out onto the field, and on 1st down, he'll swing it over the middle. Nice grab by Matt Moore at the 40-yard line. It'll be a pickup of about 8 yards on the play to bring up 2nd and 2 at the 40.
Yeah, even more impressive. He looked to go to the slot, kind of had the Southeastern linebacker leaning that way, and when he saw him make the run to the slot, hit Matt Moore right over the middle in the vacated area.
So 2nd and 2 for Avon is 4 wideouts in the pattern. Andrew Griffin is to the near side of the field as the lone receiver on that side. He's covered by Ryan Brown. Peters back to pass. He's looking for Griffin. Fires. Gets it over and right into the breadbasket. Andrew Griffin eludes a tackle, and it will be a 60-yard touchdown pass from...
No, they're saying he stepped out, but boy, I don't know.
Well, unfortunately, I can't send the film down there and let them see how Andrew, but they are going to mark him out at the 19-yard line. It would have been a 60-yard touchdown pass, but just again, a beautiful pass. Brandon Peters lofted it over the defender and right into the arms of Andrew Griffin, catching him in stride. Ryan Brown was able to knock Andrew off stride, and that, the official says, put Andrew out at about the 19-yard line.
Yeah, no, there's the growth of Brandon Peters. He could always make that throw, but he read the coverage and audible to that throw. I mean, one-on-one bump and run coverage, it's just like stealing.
Play action pass, faked it to DePriest. Matt Moore was the intended receiver on the seam route. He was covered by the strong side linebacker Grant Skelton. Matt looking for a penalty, didn't get one. Let's quickly give you the Southeastern defense. They run a 3-4 defense. Across the front is Colin Miller, Ben Utter, and Madison Norris. The linebackers are Justin Enda, Alec Jessup, Justin Voskel, and Grant Skelton. The corners are Ryan Brown and Trey Poor. And the safeties are Austin Holzman and Brock Burns. 2nd and 10 for Avon. 6:34 left to go. Opening quarter. Scoreless game here at Hamilton Southeastern. The give, and ball is on the ground. Corey DePriest on the give, and they'll say
we got it.
That Corey got the football back.
I don't think it was Corey. I think it was one of the linemen.
Priest really never got a hand on that handoff, handle on the football from the handoff from Brandon. And with 3 blue-clad Royals surrounding the football, it was an Oriole that came away with it, but it's a loss of 2. It'll bring up 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, so far, Southeastern's kind of winning the chess game here. They're doing a few things, evidently, that Avon has to adjust to, other than a long pass to Griffin. Southeastern's kind of had their numbers so far.
4 wideouts. Peters back to pass. Now Flushes, goes to his left. Still running, directing traffic, fires, looking in the corner, and the ball is incomplete. Defended well over on that side by Trey Poor. I think they were looking for Harrison Weber on that far sideline. As the play broke down, you saw Peters motioning his wide out to go deep, and in the end, it's a good defensive play, and that'll bring up fourth down. And ready for the field goal will be Sam Perino. This will be a 38-yard field goal.
Yeah, we're really impressed by their coverage tonight. You know, Ben Davis has some really, really fine athletes, and they had trouble covering Avon last week man for man. But right now, Southeastern seems to be doing a terrific job of it.
Perino, left-footed kicker from 38 yards. That kick is up, and the kick is good. The first field goal of the season
that counted
for Hamilton Southeastern that counted. Puts 3 on the board, and with 5:36 left to go in this opening quarter, the Avon Orioles lead the Hamilton Southeastern Royals 3-0. Back at with a kick in a moment. This is Game Night in Hendricks County on xrbradio.com and ASL. Ivy Tech Community College offers a high-quality, high-value college education. Ivy Tech is the place to start a career or further your education. Even if you're planning to pursue a bachelor's degree, Ivy Tech's quality education is recognized statewide, so our credits transfer. Ivy Tech has a campus in Crawfordsville near I-74 at US 231. Complete your free application at ivytech.edu/apply now or call 888-IVY-LINE. Get started now on a brighter future at Ivy Tech. Sam Perino's 38-yard field goal puts the first points on the board. They belong to the 7th-ranked Avon Orioles. They lead the 12th-ranked Hamilton Southeastern Royals 3-0. 5:36 left to go, opening quarter. Alongside Dave Shelbourne, I'm Brian Scott. Perino set to kick this football away. He will be kicking it deep to Curtis Goss or Brock Burns. And the kick will be taken at the 10-yard line to the 15. Spinning and being dropped to the 20 is Burns, and that is where the Hamilton Southeastern Royals will take over. 1st and 10. They ended up having to punt on their opening possession of the football game, so they are back out onto the field.
Yeah, Southeastern to this point has done a great job defensively. Fortunately, we've got the big play combo with Peters and Griffin, but other than a long pass when they caught him in a blitz, Southeastern has done a nice job defensively.
So Carter Pori brings the offense back out onto the field, and he will hand it off. From running over the right side is David Chechi, and Chechi is going to be stacked up for little to no gain. Chechi comes into this season as he has rushed for 103 yards on 23 carries. He has 1 touchdown. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for Hamilton Southeastern. Back to passes. Pori eludes the run, runs in the pocket, now gets loose, and he will make a nice run and pick up the first down. Eluded one Oriole tackler and eventually picked up the first down on the quarterback scramble. Needed 10, got 11. They'll spot the ball to the 31-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, but a penalty flag back at the 16. So a nice run by Carter Pori is going to go for naught as the holding penalty will back up Hamilton Southeastern.
Yeah, very fine individual effort because it looked like Avon had him at the line of scrimmage when he started to scramble, but he eluded the tackle, and then he made another defender miss in the open field and ran for, what appeared to be a first down. The holding penalty obviously puts him back deep, and, this is a tough situation to be in when you're inside your 10-yard line and you've got second in a bunch, about 25, maybe 22.
They'll call it 2nd and 22 from the 8. Clock under 5 minutes left to go, opening quarter. The Orioles with a 3-0 lead. Hamilton Southeastern with 4 wideouts, 3 to the near side of the formation as the Orioles show zone. Pori back to pass, gets pressure, throws it out right side, has a man. Eludes one man to the 20, to the 30, 35, 40, and Chad Carmichael will make the touchdown-saving tackle as I believe it was Greg Miller with the catch. He runs it up the near sideline, or the far sideline, I should say, and he has a big gain to get the Royals out of a huge hole all the way up to the 46-yard line.
Yeah, good play call. You know, Avon right now is defending the field. They are leaving themselves a man short into the sideline. Great block by the slot receiver to get him freed up.
Here is a delayed handoff, and taking the football and gaining maybe 2 or 3 yards is David Chechi. Looked like Bryant Fitzgerald in on the tackle, but Bryant lost his hat, so he's going to have to go to the sideline for one play. Gain of a couple, 2nd and 8, ball spotted at the Royal 48-yard line with 4:13 left to go, opening quarter. Avon with a 3-0 lead. Again, 4 wide out look for Southeastern. Orioles show blitz. Now they back out of it. Now Southeastern will check with the sideline. Play clock still down. Got 10 seconds left. Plenty of time for Carter Pori. Pori back to pass. Drops back. Looks. Gets pressured. And he will gain a little bit out of nothing before A.J. Elcock brings him down from behind after a gain of a couple of yards to about the midfield stripe. We'll call it 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, Avon brought pressure. They brought a couple of linebackers, evidently defended well because they did force the quarterback to run. And I'm like you, I don't know how he found any room in there at all. It looked pretty crowded. The fact that he was able to pick up anything, I think, is a great effort on his part.
I said it was 2nd down. It is 3rd down and 6 for Hamilton Southeastern. As the ball is at the midfield stripe, they need to get to the Oriole 44-yard line. Pori looks, fires left side. Pass is complete, but making the nice open field tackle over here on the near side was Matt Thompson. Thompson makes the tackle as coming in to take the reception was the tight end Max Brooks, a 6'3", 185-pound junior, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 2. And it looks like head coach Scott May is going to leave the offense on the field.
Well, big play early in the game here.
Pori will keep it himself. He'll look, and he'll find no room.
Not even close.
Orioles pursued that well, and one of the first ones there to make the tackle was Matt Thompson. Good backside pursuit. Pori, not sure if that was an option or not. He really didn't disguise it very well. He simply kept the football, and the Orioles just flowed to it and shut it down for a loss. And the Hamilton Southeastern Royals will turn the football over on downs. Yeah,
that was just a power play. The quarterback is a good enough runner that, you know, if he can run, it just gives him an extra blocker in there. But Avon got some penetration, got into the backfield, and made the big play, and now they've got field position at midfield.
So Avon with the football, leading 3-0. As Peters waits, that's a snap, gives it to Brian Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald spins off of the initial hit, and he'll pick up about 3 yards to the midfield stripe, and it'll be 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, 3-man line that time. So, you know, I mean, obviously it's a counting game. They're counting it down linemen. They only had 3. You know, went to a run. Not a bad call on 1st down. You know, 3-yard start here, but this is one of those situations, again, if they're bringing pressure, they're going to have to throw short, and if they're sitting soft, they're going to try and run at them.
2nd and 7 for Peters and the Orioles.
Offside. And I was just wondering if he was going to call that or not.
So, penalty called against Hamilton Southeastern at the snap will give Avon a free 5 yards, move the ball into Southeastern territory as the ball was on the midfield stripe. They'll take it down to the Royal 45-yard line, which will send up 2nd and short. A whole lot of options for this Oriole offense on 2nd and 2. As they break the huddle, Harrison Weber and Jordan Peters. Now Jordan Peters will come to the near side. He'll join Andrew Griffin, who works the slot. Harrison Weber is the lone wide out to the far side of the field. DePriest in the backfield with Peters on 2nd and 2. Brandon will give, this is Brian Fitzgerald, and Fitzgerald is not going to find any room whatsoever as he is going to be brought down on a nice play. Coming up to make the play for the Hamilton Southeastern Royals was Grant Skelton, the 6'2", 200-pound senior strong side linebacker.
Yeah, outstanding tackle. You know, Brian Fitzgerald in the open field usually puts a lot of fear into most defenses, and Southeastern defender just came up and nailed him. I mean, great open field tackle, and, now we're at 3rd and 2.
46 seconds remain in this first quarter. Avon with a 3-0 lead facing 3rd and 2. Peters with a hard count, now loses the football on the snap and will just have to dive for it. He was hoping to draw Hamilton Southeastern off sides, but wasn't ready for the snap. And when it came back from Ryan Dickinson, Peters couldn't handle it.
There was nowhere near close.
And it was going to be a loss back to the original line of scrimmage at the 47-yard line. And that will likely be the final play of this second quarter. And the Orioles are happy to let this clock tick down, and we'll switch ends. We played a quarter's worth of football very late Friday night, but we are playing nonetheless. And the 7th-ranked Orioles lead the 12th-ranked Royals by the score of 3-0. Back with second quarter action after this. This is game night in Hendricks County on XRBRadio.com and ASL. We'd like to thank Citywide Paving for their support of Avon football and our Avon football broadcast this year.
Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon High School sports broadcast. Dr. Timothy Greer and Dr. Christopher Lefebvre have served Hendricks County families for over 20 years. Located in Avon's Beechwood Center area just east of Ivy Tech, they're open Monday through Friday, although early morning hours are available. Avon Dental Center offers high-tech dentistry that includes dental implants, orthodontics, and one-appointment crowns. At Avon Dental Center, their priority is to deliver quality care to informed patients in a comfortable and convenient setting. You can get more information at avondentalcenter.com or call for an appointment at 272-8100. Avon Dental Center.
We'll switch ends of the field as Sam Perino is getting ready to kick this football away. The Orioles had a couple of chances with 2nd and 2 and 3rd and 2, but a second down run went nowhere, and a bad snap led to Brandon Peters having to take an 8-yard loss. And now Perino loses the football but gets it out of there and actually gets a nice punt. Fair catch called for and taken at the 22-yard line by Austin Holzum. So a nice job by Sam Perino. Lost the football, came back, and it's always one of those funny things. That's why the football is shaped the way it is. And this time, a fortunate bounce for the Avon Orioles as it bounced right back up into Perino's hands, and he was able to get a nice punt away.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an unusual night with the lightning and the delays and everything else, but right now Avon looks a little bit out of sync. They're not playing badly, but they're not quite as sharp, and you got the ball laying on the ground and the bobbled punt snap. So I'm sure once they settle down, they'll be fine.
And some of it you have to wonder. Everybody's sitting around for a couple of hours. Here's Pori. Maybe a botched play. I don't know if it was a design delay quarterback draw or not, but he eventually gives up gets maybe a yard on the play, bring up 2nd and 9.
Yeah, I hope I don't eat my words, but I've been saying all year I just think Avon is really, really tough to run against inside the tackles, and if they're going to move the football here, I think it's going to have to be throwing the football or outside.
3 wide receivers for Hamilton Southeastern, as they'll bring 2 to the near side on this 2nd and 9. The give is right up the middle, and just as Coach said, not a whole lot going there as Chris Goss was the ball carrier, and he was met and dropped almost immediately. I believe C.J. Hunt was in there on the tackle, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 8.
Trying to establish a running game, but right now it's just kind of playing right into Avon's hands.
3rd down and 8, 3 wide outs. Pori back to pass. Here comes the pressure, and he sets up the screen, and it's incomplete. Looking for Chris Goss, but I believe coming in and making an outstanding play over there on the far side for the Royals was Timmy Osho, who gets the start. We understand Gunnar Larson may be out for a couple of weeks. The 5'10", 225-pound senior Timmy Osho getting the start at defensive end, and he made a nice play on the ball.
Yeah, don't know if it was by design or not, but he certainly had it covered. So he was sitting there right with him and knocked the ball away and made a big play. So Avon gets an opportunity to get the ball back here, hopefully with pretty decent field position.
It's a 3 and out for the Royals as McLeish is back on to punt once again. Gets this ball up, a high kick that'll turn over. Fair catch called for and bounces, and will take a Hamilton Southeastern bounce. Jordan Peterson let this one go, and when it's all said and done, the Royals will get a nice roll out of that inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line, and Avon once again has the football with 10:33 left to go in this first half, leading Hamilton Southeastern 3-0.
Well, neither team has moved the ball very well tonight, and I think that's because both defenses really have come out here and played very well. Southeastern came in with a game plan. Right now that game plan looks pretty good. See if they get after them here again.
So Peters has 3 wideouts, 2 to the far side of the formation. He'll take the snap, looks, fires over the middle behind his intended receiver at about the 40-yard line. That was Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, trying to just hit a little seam route. They're sitting in there, five underneath zone, and there's not a whole lot of room in there, but they're trying to find that little crease and throw the ball short, hopefully getting him the ball and letting him run a little bit in the open field. But well defended. The ball was thrown just a little bit behind.
We'll see Drew Pankey-Wallace check in for Peterson. He's the wide receiver at the far side of the field. It's Andrew Griffin to the near side. Peters will hand the ball off to Corey DePriest, who finds no running room whatsoever because inside linebacker, the 5'10", 180-pound junior Alec Jessup was waiting for DePriest in the hole, and he stood him up for no gain.
Yeah, right now Southeastern's defensive line is winning the battle inside. Last week we saw Avon run inside the tackles pretty well at Ben Davis. This week right now, Hamilton Southeastern is doing a great job handling the running game.
They will stack Harrison Weber and Andrew Griffin here to the near side. Royals adjust as they cover him up on the near side. Peters back to pass, fires over the head of Drew Pankey-Wallace, who had one-on-one coverage on the far side with Ryan Brown. It's incomplete, and that'll bring up a 3-and-out for Avon.
Yeah, Avon right now is struggling a little bit just to kind of come up with what will work. Southeastern really isn't doing anything that they normally don't do, but they've mixed it up very well. They've brought a little bit of pressure. They've played up tight. They've backed off a little bit. They've played a little zone, played a little man. And right now, I won't say Avon's confused, but I think they're a little bit out of sync.
That brings Sam Perino out to punt, and he gets a nice punt off. It's going to be fielded at the 36. Rather dangerous fielding of the punt, and I believe fielding that punt was Austin Holzum. He had a Oriole right there and one of his own players, but in the end he fields the punt, and the Southeastern Royals, who went 3-and-out on their last possession, will have it 1st and 10 from their own 39-yard line, trailing Avon 3-0 with 9:36 left to go in the first half.
Well, at the rate this one's going, we may not be here as late as we thought. Last week we saw almost 100 points put up on the board, and right now we've got 3 based upon one long pass by Avon. So defensive have dominated the game here so far.
Pori with 4 wide receivers. He's looking to the near side now, turns the other way, fires a deep downfield, incomplete. He was looking for Greg Miller, but he was covered step for step by Andrew Griffin. Hamilton Southeastern fans looking for a flag, but the ball was a couple of yards overthrown. And again, we see Andrew Griffin on the opponent's best receiver just playing one-on-one.
Well, he's a great athlete. I know this is something that Coach Bless doesn't want to do, but fortunately he has the advantage of being able to put Andrew in there if need be to play key receivers man for man.
Play action pass. Pori fires over the middle. Man, it is complete. And with the reception coming over the middle was Matt Klink, the big tight end. And
Matt Thompson with the tackle downfield. But, it's a little flood route, a little bootleg, a little misdirection. You've got a receiver deep. You run a back out in the flat, and it's usually that intermediate zone receiver that's open, and he's on a little drag route against flow, and they found him for the first down.
Miller and Coudray to the far side of the field as Hamilton Southeastern now in Avon territory at the 45-yard line with 9:07 left to go first half, trailing by a field goal. Offset eye to the right, play action pass, Pori back to pass, steps up in the pocket, now tries to elude one man and not the rest as A.J. Elcock was in there to make the tackle. Timmy Osho was in there.
Matt Thompson at the bottom of the pile again.
And Matt Thompson was the one that got Pori and let the rest of his teammates come and clean it up, and it's a loss of 7 back into Southeastern territory at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, no huddle, signaling stuff in from the sidelines, trying to hurry up, trying to not allow Avon to make any defensive adjustments.
We'll send 3 wide receivers to the far side of the formation. And 1 to the near side, that's Greg Miller. Pori, with a tailback to his right, takes the snap. He will quickly fling it out to Miller, trying to set up a little screen, but nothing doing as the Orioles defend it very, very well. And I think we're going to be saying Matt Thompson's name quite often tonight. He's once again in there to make the tackle.
Yeah, Zach Matustak in a middle linebacker now is part of that tackling crew as well.
So it's a loss back to the 45-yard line, and that's going to set a 3rd down and 20 for Southeastern. They have to get down to the Avon 35-yard line if they want a first down. Pori back, throws it out, and then you're going to set up Goss on the far side, and he's not going to get but maybe 5 yards before he's brought down.
Zach Matustak again, great play. That was, had him one-on-one in the open field, and Zach just turned on the jets and chased him down from the inside out and, saved the long gainer.
Southeastern gets the nice play to their tight end, Matt Klink, and then the Avon defense tightens up and sends Southeastern backwards, and now they will bring on Stephen McLeish to punt once again. Is back deep for Avon, Jordan Peterson and Corey DePriest. Clock reads 7 minutes left to go first half. Avon with a 3-0 lead. As McLeish will let this play clock wind down, takes a snap, high snap, but gets it away. An end-over-end kick that will bounce and go out of bounds, and a wise move by Corey DePriest. He was going to run up and try to catch that football and might have learned his lesson from last week and decided to let it bounce.
Yeah, I'm guessing he was getting a little coaching assistance over there from the Avon sideline also telling him to get away. So, if you're an offensive-minded person, this is a boring game. But I'll tell you what, both defenses from both teams have come in here tonight and really put it together, and they're playing great.
So the ball will be spotted at the Avon 20-yard line. That's where they'll have it 1st and 10. Orioles went 3 and out on their last possession. They'll stack them up near side. Peters back to pass. Looking deep. Has a man. Throws it up there in a great defensive play. They were looking for Harrison Weber, but the play was made over on that far side. And I believe getting a hand in it over there on the corner was Ryan Brown. A great throw, but a better defensive play as that goes for an incomplete pass. That'll set up 2nd and 10.
Well, I like the read myself. I mean, they came up, they're one-on-one every time they've done it. Sometimes quarterbacks see it and adjust. They must have something built into the offense to take advantage of that, because as soon as they saw it, they're trying to hit the home run.
Here's the give, and it is believe that is Brian Fitzgerald over the right side for a pickup of about 5 up to the 25-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5 for Avon.
Southeastern has made it very difficult for Avon to stay on schedule tonight. By that I mean, 4 and 5 yards on first down, 4 or 5 yards on second. They've kind of forced them here into a little bit of a guessing game. They're trying to hit some home runs and mix in the run every now and then for a few yards, but here they are again with the 3rd and 5, and that's exactly where Southeastern wants them to be.
It was Darian Love, the ball carrier. Here's the tailback to the left. Peters, low snap, picks it up, fires. He has Jordan Peterson at the 30, and this will be all about where the forward progress was.
Short.
And he will be short by a good full yard as they'll mark him down at the 29-yard line. Needed to get to the 30. And so it'll bring up 4th and 1, and Sam Perino's going to be out to punt this ball away, and the Orioles once again 3 and out on this drive.
Yeah, give credit to Southeastern's defense, but at the same time, Avon's offense isn't hitting on all gears. They've had a couple of snaps that maybe aren't terrible, but they're not perfect. We've had a couple of handoffs that haven't been quite there. We've had a couple of blocking assignments where we just didn't clean up. And, right now we have the opportunity here. We dropped the last punt. That punt snap is just a little bit high, but he did get the ball off, and this is going to be a big, big, big punt.
Southeastern had sent only Brock Burns back as a single safety, thinking that the Orioles might try for the first down. We saw Brandon Peters at quarterback, or at punter, I should say, once last week. Didn't go quite the way I think Coach Bless and the Orioles had hoped it was, as Peters' punt was only netted 10 yards. Instead, Perino kicks it, and they get a great roll inside the 15 all the way down to the 13-yard line, and that is where Hamilton Southeastern will set up shop. 1st and 10 with 5:02 left to go in this first half, and the Royals trail 3-0. Alongside Dave Shelbourne, I'm Brian Scott. We haven't had much of a chance to get any breaks here. We will do so as soon as possible as both teams just on and off the field quickly. Pori, play action pass, finds his man cutting on the little slant route coming over. That's Greg Miller. He's going to be brought down quickly. It looks like Scott Campbell with a tackle for Avon after a pickup of about 9 yards. Excuse me. They'll say he got it all the way up to the 23, and now we will have the time. Well, they're going to say it was first down. They weren't moving the chains, but now they'll say 1st and 10 for Hamilton Southeastern. So exactly 10 yards on the reception by Greg Miller gives the Royals a first down, and they'll have it 1st and 10 from their own 23. Clock shows 4:35 and counting here in the first half. Avon with a 3-0 lead. 3 wideouts near side, but the give is over right up the middle and nothing going as a hat comes off of an Oriole, and Timmy Osho is the player that's going to have to run off the field, as it was David Chechi with the carry. And as coaches alluded to for the past few weeks, very little room to be found in the middle of that Oriole defensive line.
Yeah, they may be doing that to set up play action, but they're not going to make a living in there. 3
wideouts and near side as Pori's back to pass. Gets some pressure from behind, looks, and he will fire it downfield, incomplete. That was A.J. Elcock with motor running coming after Carter Pori. Elcock with 3 sacks last week against Ben Davis and 5 tackles for loss. High motor player, and he was after the Hamilton Southeastern quarterback.
Yeah, good coverage that time by Ian Pendleton. He's out here on a wideout. They had time to run. He actually, turned upfield and tried to run past him. He stayed with him all the way. Just great coverage.
And bring up 3rd down and 10 for Southeastern. Ball remains at their own 23-yard line. 2 wide receivers at the top, 1 to the bottom as Pori's back to pass. And he'll swing it out near side on a drag route. He will make the catch is Aaron Matteo, and Matteo gets the reception, and he has enough for Southeastern first down.
Southeastern is doing a really nice job here with their pass protection. Avon normally will bring 1 or 2 linebackers. They're down 3 people, just basically getting a sprinter stance and tee off and come. So the fact that they're allowing their quarterback to have this much time to throw is a real tribute to their offensive line.
It's a gain of 13 for Matteo, and the Royals have first down in a little sidearm sling that time, looking for Will Coudray. Ian Pendleton in coverage. It goes incomplete, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Clock shows 3:43 left to go first half. 3-0 is our score. A late Friday night of high school football here all across central Indiana. Many games were delayed in their starts due to inclement weather. As play action pass once again, Pori fires, looks over the left side, kind of short-armed that one and left it short of his intended receiver over on the far side, which was Curtis Goss. That's going to bring up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, outstanding job that time by Brody Good. Brody's one of the outside linebackers. They brought him on the outside. His job, obviously they'd like to get a sack, but his job really is to make the quarterback stay inside and contain. He contained it enough on the outside that, running to your left is tough, and he ended up short-arming the throw just a little bit.
Royals with a big 3rd and 10. 4 wide receivers, 3 were to the top. Here comes pressure from behind, and there is A.J. Elcock bringing down Carter Pori for the sack back at the 34-yard line, and it will force punting situation for Hamilton Southeastern. So back to the 34-yard line, and once again, Stephen McLeish is on to punt this ball away to Jordan Peterson and Corey DePriest, who will stand back at around their own 33-yard line. 3:05 and counting left to go in this first half. Avon with a 3-0 lead. McLeish gets a foot into it. DePriest will let it bounce, and this one will take an Avon bounce, and it will bounce all the way back into Southeastern territory. We're going to take a quick timeout with 2:51. Back in a moment. This is game night in Hendricks County on ASO. Running out of space? Tired of the clutter, but don't want to part with your possessions? We have a solution for that at Northfield Self Storage in Brownsburg. Whether you need a little extra storage or a larger space, our storage units ranging from 5x10 to 10x30 will surely take care of your needs. We also carry packing supplies such as boxes, tape, bubble wrap, and a whole lot more. Come see Northfield Self Storage and U-Haul at 1530 West Northfield Drive in Brownsburg, open 7 days a week. On the first play from scrimmage, Brandon Peters eludes the pressure and throws a strike over on the far side, and it's a gain all the way down to the Southeastern 21-yard line.
And the biggest part of the play there is Brandon, again, as I've mentioned previously, just kind of sidestepping the rush. He got outside a little bit, bought himself a little bit more time. That zone defense in the secondary just kind of broke down a little bit, found the opening for a big play.
Harrison Weber with the reception. 1st and 10, Avon at the Royal 21-yard line. Orioles lead 3-0 off the fingertips, and that's a fumble. And it's recovered by Hamilton Southeastern. The second time we've seen Brandon have a little trouble with a snap, this time hitting square in the fingertips. And he ends up losing the football and coming away with it for Hamilton Southeastern and dropping down on the football. I believe it was Connor Allen that landed on the football. So a turnover on the fumble with the Orioles with great field position is going to give the ball back to Southeastern at their own 24-yard line.
Well, I don't think this is a game we thought we'd see, but 3-0 defensive battle. I'm sure that both teams are happy with their defense, and they're going to go in at halftime and see if they can figure out a way to move the ball a little bit more methodically.
Pori's pass to Greg Miller is incomplete, as he had two Orioles right there on the in coverage. It was Scott Campbell and Matt Thompson. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. First turnover on the fumble by Brandon Peters. And Southeastern has 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the half, and all three timeouts. Southeastern will have the football to begin the second half. Pori back to pass, slings it over, finds Will Coudray. Coudray is going to be knocked off stride, as coming over and making the play was Brody Good, but a big play that'll pick up about, it'll be just, well, they'll see. Is it going to be a first down? They're not going to measure it. It'll be 3rd and very, very short. And Pori will keep it and quarterback sneak over the right side. I'm sure Coach Scott May would have liked to have at least seen maybe a measurement on that play. But they'll get the first down with Pori sneaking it up to the 35-yard line. 1st and 10, Southeastern. Clock will start now with 2:01 left to go in the half. 3-0 Avon, 7th-ranked Orioles, and the 12th-ranked Hamilton Southeastern Royals on a late night for college football in high school football in Central Indiana. Already thinking about a lot of college football this weekend. Pori back to pass, fires it over, incomplete. Looked like Will Coudray was going to try to run with that football, saw some daylight, but didn't bring the ball in, and it's going to drop incomplete.
Been very content, with the little nickel and dime, the little underneath, the little drags, the little crossing routes. It's been successful. I think Avon's fine with it also, as long as, they don't miss a tackle or give up a big play.
To the near side will be Matt Klink and Will Michaelis Klink, the tight end, at the end of the line. Michaelis, the lone wide receiver, to the near side on this 2nd down and 10. Pori back to pass, fires, looks incomplete. Not sure if he was looking for... He was looking for Aaron Matteo, but that ball was kind of in between a pair of receivers. It falls incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd and 10. Clock shows 1:45 left to go in this first half.
Yeah, this is one of those iffy coaching situations. You know, do you take a chance and try to throw it 10 yards down the field, or are you content just to go ahead and, try to gain a few and punt the ball and go in at halftime just, down 3-0?
Pori back to pass, fires, has Greg Miller at the 48. Miller turns it upfield, and they'll take it inside Oriole territory to the 47-yard line. It's going to be a pickup of about 17 on the play and a first down for Southeastern. Clock stops while they move the chains, and the Royals are up at the line of scrimmage.
Nice throw and catch, and again, great protection. Southeastern has done a really nice job for the most part handling the pressure from the Avon front.
Pori looks, good coverage. Now he'll sling it to the left side and just throws it away.
One of the few times Avon went with a 3-man rush. He had all day to throw, but, if they're only rushing 3, that means they're covering with 8. So he had a tough time finding an open receiver. When he finally started to feel pressure, he very wisely threw the ball way over the receiver's head and out of bounds to stop the clock.
And the clock is stopped with 1:26. Royals with all 3 of their timeouts remaining. 2nd and 10 from the 47-yard line of Avon. Pori back to pass. Another drag route and making a big hit. Aaron Matteo had the reception. Matt Thompson had the hit, and from up here we could see Matteo's mouthpiece fly back about 15-20 yards. Penalty flag also at the 44-yard line of Hamilton Southeastern.
Yeah, that's either a hold or a late hit on the quarterback. Just, where the flag is positioned.
And the way Southeastern's big number 74 is discussing this one over, that's Sam Garvin. It's obvious it was probably on him as he was trying to get an explanation of what he did wrong to get the holding penalty. There's a timeout on the field. We're going to take a timeout as well with 1:18 left to go in the first half. Avon leads Hamilton Southeastern 3-0. This is Game Night in Hendricks County on ASO and XRBRadio.com.
Plumbing problems? Yeah, we all get them from time to time, but what if we could avoid the problem? That's what your local Hendricks County hometown company, Westside Plumbing, is here for. At Westside Plumbing, we're dedicated to teaching you about your plumbing problems and helping you maintain your pipes to avoid the big, often messy and expensive problems that could occur. Sometimes Westside Plumbing can even help you fix your plumbing problem right over the phone. Save time and money. Call Westside Plumbing today at 445-8399. That's 445-8399. Westside Plumbing, serving Brownsburg and all of Hendricks County. 445-8399.
Hamilton Southeastern uses the first of their 3 allotted timeouts with 1:18 left to go in this half. Avon with a 3-0 lead. Southeastern facing a 3rd and 10. Pori back to pass. Gets some pressure, fires downfield, has a man open, and it is complete and in for the touchdown. A beautiful pass for Carter Pori as he finds running down the seam. That is Jake. I believe that was, we'll have to see who that was. I believe making the catch for Hamilton Southeastern, Carter Pori made the pass. There is a penalty flag back at the 49, but they're telling him to keep it down there, so this one looks like it's going to go against Avon.
Personal foul laid up.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against both teams after the touchdown. The point after the touchdown is good. As I believe we were trying to catch the number. That is a little bit difficult here, but I believe coming down with that might have been Jackson Sweeney.
Well, perfectly thrown ball and great catch. He just ran right down the middle of the formation, but I want to give credit to that Southeastern offensive line. He had all day to throw, he sat back in there and was allowed to let that route develop. And boy, he did put that ball in the air about 50 yards and put it right on the numbers. And the receiver made a great catch. But that's one of those situations where the DB's always left out there, hanging his head a little bit because he's the one that looks bad from the stands. But give all the credit to the Southeastern offensive line because they're certainly giving their quarterback all day to throw the football.
Actually, I believe it was Aaron Matteo, the 23, that came down with it as he ran down the seam. He and Chad Carmichael were one-on-one, and a beautifully thrown ball by Carter Pori, 47-yard touchdown pass. And the Royals are on the scoreboard with 1:10 left to go in the first half. As Stephen McLeish is on for the point after, he'll get it up. He'll get it through, and with 1:10 remaining in the first half, the Royals have their first points and their first lead of this football game. They lead Avon 7-3. Back with a kickoff after this. This is Game Night in Hendrick on XRBRadio.com and ASO.
Avon has a rich wrestling tradition, and now Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of it. Opening last November, Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Redd. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at RedCobraWrestlingAcademy.com.
47-yard touchdown pass, Carter Pori to Aaron Matteo. And the 12th-ranked Southeastern Royals lead the 7th-ranked Avon Orioles 7-3. Alongside Dave Shelburne, I'm Brian Scott. It's a squib kick that'll be picked up at the 30. This is Darian Love. He cuts back. He'll take it up past the 40, and if it's not for a shoestring tackle made by Jackson Sweeney, Darian Love had some room to the near side, but the Orioles, I should say, will have good field position at their own 44-yard line, all 3 of their timeouts. 1:02 left on the clock, trailing 7-3. So Corey DePriest will come in as the tailback as we get ready for play. 1:02 left in this first half. Peters back to pass. He'll fire right side, passes in and out of the hands of Jordan Peterson at the 50-yard line. It'll be incomplete. Jordan Peterson wide open, just a drop at the 50-yard line, and that'll set up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, a little short zone route, just a little curl flat type route, goes back as far as football goes back. They had the receiver open, just couldn't make the catch.
2nd and 10, 3 wide outs. Peters back to pass. He'll fire, finds Peters on the same route. This time Peters holds on, but he's hit almost immediately. Coming in to make the tackle for Hamilton Southeastern was Ryan Brown. That'll bring up 3rd down, and a timeout called by Mark Bless and the Avon Orioles. With 44.9 seconds remaining in the first half, the Royals lead the Orioles 7-3. Back after this. This is Game Night in Hendricks County on XRBRadio.com and ASO.
If you're a business owner with or without employees, you're probably wondering about your payroll. Is it being prepared correctly? Are the right amount of taxes being taken out? What about child support, workman's comp, auditing, unemployment, Social Security, local taxes, payroll deductions? It can be a bit overwhelming, but we've got the answer for you. The Payroll Department Incorporated. We'll take care of all those payroll headaches and manage any unique deductions that apply to your company. We offer several ways to submit your payroll and provide you with customized timesheets for reporting. The Payroll Department Incorporated, located at 701 North Green Street in Brownsburg.
Alongside the Indiana Football Hall of Famer Dave Shelburne, I'm Brian Scott. 44.9 seconds left in the first half. Southeastern, on the strength of a 47-yard touchdown pass, leads Avon 7-3. That's all set up after a fumble by Brandon Peters as Avon was deep in Southeastern territory with a 3-0 lead. Now the Orioles find themselves trailing 7-3. They face 3rd down and 4 at the midfield stripe. Just beyond the midfield stripe, as Peters will work with 4 wideouts, 3 of them to the near side of the field. A 3-down front for Southeastern. Peters back to pass, fires over there, has big Matt Moore at the 45 and down to the 44. It'll be a first down for Avon. Clock stops while they move the chains, and the Orioles quickly get up to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you're fighting a little bit of time and a little bit of field position here, so, they've got to get up to the line and get going.
Clock continues to move, 35 seconds. Peters back to pass. He looks, fires, right side. Pass broken up. He was looking for Harrison Weber on that far side of the field, but Justin Ninda, the weak side linebacker, came out and make a nice play to break that pass up.
Yeah, that was close to going the other way.
So it'll bring up 2nd and 10 for Avon. They are at the Royal 44-yard line. Clock stop with 29 seconds. Orioles with 2 timeouts remaining.
Yeah, they might want to take a page out of the Southeastern playbook. Everything they've tried to go deep has been outside. They might want to try and run somebody right down the middle of the field.
Peters back to pass, and he will look right over the middle of the field and in and out of the hands. I think he was looking for Jordan Peterson. I don't know if Peterson was really looking for the football. Instead, back deep, I believe, was Brock Burns, the free safety, who almost had a chance at the interception, but it falls incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd and 10.
We've got a big enough leg, with our field goal kicker that, we really don't need a whole lot more yardage. And I don't know with 22 seconds to go if the thought process doesn't change to let's get it down there far enough where we can get a field goal attempt in.
Ball is at the 44-yard line of Southeastern. Peters back to pass. Pressure comes. Brandon fires downfield and almost intercepted once again. Pressure came from the backside. Brandon was trying to find Matt Moore, who had leaked down to about the 25-yard line. He was covered by Trey Poore, and Poore almost picked that ball off. And now we're going to have Hamilton Southeastern call a timeout with 16.4 seconds remaining. And the Orioles will have 4th down and 10 from the Southeastern 44-yard line.
The Southeastern has done a good job getting Brandon off his spot. They've moved him around a little bit, and as well as Brandon Peters throws on the run, if you get him moving right or left or stepping up or moving back a little bit, you've got to kind of out of one side of your eye, try to pick up that rush and sidestep it, and at the same time try to look downfield. The combination of the pressure, it hasn't really been a lot of sacks, but there has been pressure and just great coverage in the secondary is really right now it's really caused a lot of problems for the Avon offense.
So it will be 4th down and 10. Ball's at the 44-yard line, and is the offense that comes back out on the field. So Peters along with DePriest, and Avon at 4th and 10 will show that they're going for it. Now Brandon has been having his hand at punting. We'll see if he elects to quick kick, but right now the Orioles look like they're going to go for it. Peters back to pass. He will throw down the middle and in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Jordan Peterson, at the 30-yard line. And the Orioles will turn it over on downs with 11.8 seconds remaining, trailing 7-3. So Avon goes for it on 4th and 10. They get the Jordan Peterson open, but they can't hook up on the reception, and they'll turn it over on downs. And now Hamilton Southeastern has the football at their own 44-yard line with 11.8 seconds left and 1 timeout remaining. So we'll see what head coach Scott May elects to do, and he just elects to let the clock run out because Hamilton Southeastern will have the football to begin the second half of play. Not a lot of offense, not a lot of excitement, but a lot of drama going on here at Hamilton Southeastern High School as the 12th-ranked Hamilton Southeastern Royals lead the 7th-ranked Avon Orioles by the score of 7-3. We'll have some halftime thoughts after this. This is Game Night in Hendricks County on xrbradio.com and Audio Sports Online.
Come visit Blue River Pharmacy, the local independent pharmacy in Hendricks County. When you choose Blue River Pharmacy as your partner in health and wellness, you will enjoy all of the traditional services of a chain pharmacy, plus so much more. Blue River Pharmacy takes time to truly care for and listen to learn our patients' needs. We accept most insurance plans and offer competitive pricing.
Whether you need a prescription filled quickly, medical equipment, unique over-the-counter items, or medication management options, Blue River Pharmacy is your local friendly choice. And we offer free delivery. Stop by our Brownsburg location at 680 East 56th Street in the shops at Brownsburg today and choose Blue River Pharmacy.
Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon High School sports broadcast. Dr. Timothy Greer and Dr. Christopher LaFave have served Hendricks County families for over 20 years. Located in Avon's Beechwood Center area, just east of Ivy Tech, they're open Monday through Friday, although early morning appointments are available. Avon Dental Center has made and donated custom mouth guards to Avon High School athletes every year for the last 15 years. For more information on how parents can get a mouth guard for their high school athlete or any dental questions, go to avondentalcenter.com or call for an appointment at 272-8100. Avon Dental Center. Panuni's Pizza and Wings in Brownsburg has something for everybody, and you don't even have to leave home. Call 286-3500 for free delivery to Pittsboro, Claremont, North Avon, and all of Brownsburg. Specialty pizzas, calzones, breadsticks, and cheese bread, all made in-house with Panuni's own hand-tossed dough. Not to mention Panuni's jumbo wings. Just tell them you heard about it from XRB and get 10% off of your order. Check out their Facebook page for specials. Open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., Friday and Saturday until 11 p.m. Locally owned Panuni's Pizza and Wings on 1447 East Main Street in Brownsburg. Changes Home Care is a proud sponsor of Avon High School football broadcast. Changes Home Care assists the elderly in staying independent in the comfort of their own home as long as possible. They assist individuals with bathing, dressing, transportation, medication reminders, light housekeeping, companionship, and much more. Their office is on Shiloh Professional Drive in Avon. Changes Home Care serves Hendricks and Marion County as well as all of the surrounding counties. Their services are available 24/7, 365 days a year. For a consultation appointment, call area code 317-271-3800. That's area code 317-271-3800.
McNamara Florist is Indy's hometown florist since 1954, with 8 convenient locations, including the new Avon store on Rockville Road. McNamara Florist is famous for our floral designs for all occasions that help our clients express their emotions through flowers. Visit McNamara Florist for outstanding personal service and to select from the renowned home decor merchandising, including stunning Christmas classics. McNamara Florist is located at 9655 East Highway 36 in Avon, and you can give them a call at 579-7900. Ivy Tech Community College offers a high-quality, high-value college education. Ivy Tech is the place to start a career or further your education. Even if you're planning to pursue a bachelor's degree, Ivy Tech's quality education is recognized statewide, so our credits transfer. Ivy Tech has a campus in Crawfordsville near I-74 at US 231. Complete your free application at ivytech.edu/apply now or call 888-IVY-LINE. Get started now on a brighter future at Ivy Tech. Welcome back to Game Night in Hendricks County on XRBRadio.com and Audio Sports Online. I'm Brian Scott. Halftime at Hamilton Southeastern, and the 12th-ranked Hamilton Southeastern Royals lead the Avon Orioles by the score of 7-3. It's a game that got started 2 hours late, but has been moving on a rather quick clip, and we'll talk to Coach Shelbourne a little bit later about what we've seen in the first half. Let's take a look at what is happening in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. Of course, everybody getting underway tonight. Nobody has yet played a conference game, so we're looking at seeing what is going to happen. And right now there's a lot of games that either got started late due to inclement weather or they simply never got started at all. We've already heard that the one non-conference game tonight, that was Brownsburg hosting Franklin. That has finally been delayed until tomorrow. So the Bulldogs will not play until tomorrow. They'll have to get up on a Saturday morning. And after already having to get ready for tonight's game, that's probably asking quite a bit to get back up and come in tomorrow morning. Fortunately, that's not something we're going to have to do here. So that's what is looking like, what's looking at around Central Indiana. A lot of teams having to either delay their starts, maybe they even had to stop the games completely and then pick them back up a little bit later on. So that's what's going on in and around in just a few minutes. I hope to be able to tell you who's playing where, who's doing what, and what's going on. This is Game Night in Hendricks County on XRBRadio.com and Audio Sports Online.
We'd like to thank Citywide Paving for their support of Avon football and our Avon football broadcast this year.
Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon High School sports broadcast. Dr. Timothy Greer and Dr. Christopher LaFave have served Hendricks County families for over 20 years. Located in Avon's Beechwood Center area just east of Ivy Tech, they're open Monday through Friday, although early morning hours are available. Avon Dental Center offers high-tech dentistry that includes dental implants, orthodontics, and one-appointment crowns. At Avon Dental Center, their priority is to deliver quality care to informed patients in a comfortable and convenient setting. You can get more information at avondentalcenter.com or call for an appointment at 272-8100. Avon Dental Center.
Game night in Hendricks County has us back at Hamilton Southeastern High School. Halftime between the Royals and the Orioles. A 7-3 lead for Hamilton Southeastern. Brian Scott back with you. We were going to mention what was happening in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. Let's take a look at action from last Friday. Of course, the Avon Orioles, they fell to the top-ranked team in the state of Indiana, Ben Davis, 49-42. Fishers picked up a big win. They beat Pike 20-8. We mentioned Southeastern defeated North Central last week 41-14. The Brownsburg Bulldogs start the season off 0-2 and have now lost 8 straight dating back to last year. They're going to have to wait another day to see if they can break that losing streak. They will host the Franklin Grizzly Cubs today, but the Bulldogs fell to Lawrence North last week 65-47. Noblesville with a win over Hamilton Heights last week, 35-9. It was Westfield beating Southport in a big game, 40-36, and Zionsville knocked off Lebanon, 35-12. This week, of course, right here we have the Orioles and the Royals. Fishers is at Noblesville. I just mentioned Brownsburg hosting Franklin, and Westfield is at Zionsville as the HCC schedule kicks off this week. Next week, the big game will be at Avon, and we'll have all the action for you here on XRBRadio.com and Audio Sports Line as the Avon Orioles host the Brownsburg Bulldogs. If you are not aware yet, that is an 8 o'clock kickoff. There are certain national interests looking in on this game, and the kickoff has been moved back to 8 o'clock. We'll have the pregame show for you here at 7:30 on XRBRadio.com and Audio Sports Online. Hamilton Southeastern will be at Fishers. That's the battle for the Mud Sock, always a big game. Fishers put a wallop on Hamilton Southeastern last year. I'm sure the Royals would like to return the favor this year and retake the Mud Sock. Noblesville will be at Westfield, and the non-conference game of the week will see Zionsville at Brebeuf Jesuit. So that's a look at the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. Right now, when you take a look at all the teams in the HCC, you have 4 teams that are undefeated: Fishers, Noblesville, Westfield, and Zionsville, all with 2-0 records. These 2 teams that we are watching tonight, Avon, Hamilton, Southeastern, are 1-1 in play, and the only team that has not won a game yet in the HCC are the Brownsburg Bulldogs. They are 0-2, and as I mentioned, losers of their last 8 games, stretching back to last season. When we come back, Coach and I will talk about what we saw in the first half, and we'll have second half action right here. It's Game Night in Hendricks County on XRBRadio.com and Audio Sports Online.
Plumbing problems? Yeah, we all get them from time to time, but what if we could avoid the problem? That's what your local Hendricks County hometown company, Westside Plumbing, is here for. At Westside Plumbing, we're dedicated to teaching you about your plumbing problems and helping you maintain your pipes to avoid the big, often messy and expensive problems that could occur. Sometimes Westside Plumbing can even help you fix your plumbing problem right over the phone. Save time and money. Call Westside Plumbing today at 445-8399. That's 445-8399. Westside Plumbing, serving Brownsburg and all of Hendricks County. 445-8399.
Avon has a rich wrestling tradition, and now Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of it. Opening last November, Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Red. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at RedCobraWrestlingAcademy.com. Running out of space? Tired of the clutter, but don't want to part with your possessions? We have a solution for that at Northfield Self Storage in Brownsburg. Whether you need a little extra storage or a larger space, our storage units ranging from 5x10 to 10x30 will surely take care of your needs. We also carry packing supplies such as boxes, tape, bubble wrap, and a whole lot more. Come see Northfield Self Storage and U-Haul at 1530 West Northfield Drive in Brownsburg, open 7 days a week. Come visit Blue River Pharmacy, the local independent pharmacy in Hendricks County. When you choose Blue River Pharmacy as your partner in health and wellness, you will enjoy all of the traditional services of a chain pharmacy, plus so much more. Blue River Pharmacy takes time to truly care for and listen to learn our patients' needs. We accept most insurance plans and offer competitive pricing. Whether you need a prescription filled quickly, medical equipment, unique over-the-counter items, or medication management options, Blue River Pharmacy is your local friendly choice. And we offer free delivery. Stop by our Brownsburg location at 680 East 56th Street in the shops at Brownsburg today and choose Blue River Pharmacy. Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon Football Broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com.
Welcome back to IU Health Field at Hamilton Southeastern High School. Game night in Hendricks County on xrbradio.com and Audio Sports Online. As the 12th-ranked Hamilton Southeastern Royals lead the Avon Orioles, who are ranked number 7th this week at the half by the score of 7-3, alongside the Indiana Football Hall of Famer Dave Shelbourne. I'm Brian Scott. If you were looking for offense, you didn't see a whole lot of it in this first half of this football game. It's a game that, well, it took about 2 hours before we were finally able to kick this game off, as inclement weather delayed the start of this football game until about 9 o'clock, which, as I said, about 2 hours past their regularly scheduled time. As I bring in Coach Shelbourne, it was two hours later. We've said that both these teams look a little bit off. What is it like sitting in the locker room for 2 hours waiting to get one kicked off when you should be out there already?
It's terrible. It's terrible from the coaching point of view. It's terrible from the players' point of view. We're creatures of habit. It's very difficult, to take a team on the road. Even if it's in Indianapolis and you're just coming up the road. I mean, you see it at the college and pro level, so it's not unusual, at the high school level. So playing on the road is difficult. Playing a team like Southeastern is difficult. They're maybe to make an analogy, I mean, it's like a boxing match where the other guy's just jabbing you the whole time and not trying to throw the knockout punch, and that's what Southeastern has done tonight. I mean, they've just kind of countered everything. They've done a fabulous job in not giving up a big play. They've mixed things up here a little bit. When you play against Southeastern, I mentioned before the game, you have to beat them. Well, we've seen Avon tonight offensively, bobble some snaps from center, have some bad snaps from center, miss a handoff, put it on the ground, drop some passes when they've been wide open, missed the blitz, that came right up the middle. So, the best, I guess, description that I can make right now is Avon looks out of sync, but they look out of sync because Southeastern is challenging them a little bit. They're saying, we'll give you this, we'll give you that, we'll let you run for 5, we'll let you complete these short passes, but you have to execute enough, be patient enough to get it done. And, for whatever reason, Avon just hasn't been able to do it tonight. So it's a little bit of mis-execution on Avon's part, but I would say it's a great game plan from Southeastern's part, and it's a great execution of that game plan. I mean, not only are they doing the things they need to do, but they're doing a lot of things that really don't go noticed except by coaching staffs. They've been sure tacklers. They've pursued the football. They haven't been out of position. They put pressure on Brandon Peters even when they're not sacking him. I'd mentioned to you earlier in the first half that, Brandon has had to sidestep. They've taken him out of his comfort zone. They've taken him off his, comfortable throwing spots and made him just step a little bit to the right, step up, move to the left, throw on the run. And, anytime you do that, you disrupt the timing. And, for the first half, I mean, Southeastern has clearly come in here with a great game plan, and they're not doing anything that Avon hasn't prepared for, but you can do your best in practice to try to simulate what they're doing, but until you get out here in game conditions, you really just don't quite understand. Hopefully, the fact that they've seen it out here the first half, I'm sure they're in there making some adjustments at halftime, and I'm very, very hopeful that we'll see a whole different Avon offense out here in the second half. Defensively, they played extremely well, except for one stupid play. They didn't get to the quarterback. They protected well. Southeastern did. The quarterback made it just a perfect throw and hit the guy on the seam route. But other than that, Avon's defense has played awfully well against a well-rounded, if not explosive, Southeastern offense.
The Orioles only have a 38-yard Sam Perino field goal to account for their points on the scoreboard. And as Coach Shelbourne just mentioned, it was a 47-yard completion from Carter Pori. We did check with the Hamilton Southeastern folks. They credited the reception to Greg Miller. So it was Greg Miller that was on the receiving end of that. We had a little difficult time making out the number from way up here in the press box. But that 47-yard completion, that's really the big play of the night. And much like it was last week against Ben Davis, we watched Avon play very good football. They're not playing quite as good offensively tonight as they did last Friday against Ben Davis. Defensively, they have been playing pretty well, but one big play, that's the difference in the game right now, and it results in a 7-3 lead for the Hamilton Southeastern Royals. Avon had a good shot at another chance for a scoring drive there in that second quarter before the big play by Hamilton Southeastern. They were down deep inside Hamilton Southeastern territory, but again, we watched the ball snap back, looked like it hit Brandon Peters right in the hands. He put it on the ground. The Royals recover. That's the difference in the game, the big play and the fumble recovery, and Southeastern leads this game 7-3 as we get ready for second half action. It's rather weird and odd to be sitting here a quarter after 10 o'clock on a Friday evening getting ready to play the second half of football. Fortunately, we are going to play football. We have been catching all night long many games that are being currently suspended or either delayed until tomorrow. So these two teams, it may be a late night, but they'll be able to enjoy a full 3-day weekend. Though I'm sure, Coach, even Labor Day weekend, these kids won't get a full 3-day weekend, but they will at least not have to worry about going to classes on Monday.
Well, with the late game, this may delay the meeting in the morning too. It might push everything back to Monday.
Southeastern will have the ball to begin the second half. They elected to take a timeout so they could get the punt return. They were going to see if they could get a big return, only to watch Avon go ahead and go for it on fourth down, and Coach May then just elected to run out the clock in the half. So Southeastern will have the ball to begin the second half as Sam Perino's set to kick this one away to Curtis Goss and Brock Burns. The second half action underway here from IU Health Field at Hamilton Southeastern. Perino with a high spinning kick. It'll be taken by a nutback at the 25, up to the 30, 35, and finally rumbled down at about the 40-yard line as running the football for Hamilton Southeastern on the return was Alec Jessup. And Jessup gets a nice return as he will take it up. Let's see where they spot this football. They're going to spot it at the 41-yard line of Hamilton Southeastern. And Carter Pori and the Hamilton Southeastern Royal offense will go to work here to begin quarter number 3, up 7-3. 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line, and Pori will have a 3-wide-out look to begin this first offensive series. Play action pass, throws right side, passes incomplete, slightly behind, looked like his intended receiver, Greg Miller.
Great.
Scott Campbell in coverage.
Yeah, great coverage out there by Matt Thompson as well.
So it'll bring up 2nd and 10 as the Pori and the Royals come up empty on their first play from scrimmage. Now they'll bring Miller to line up as a wide receiver near side, one-on-one with Scott Campbell. Gets a snap, gives the handoff, coming to the near side. This is Chechi, and Chechi just rumbles down into Oriole territory inside the 40, down to the 37. Nothing fancy, just got around the corner, turned on the afterburners, and he has a big gain into the Orioles' 37-yard line.
Yeah, Avon had a missed assignment. They should have somebody out here and contain. He got caught to the inside. The running back was smart enough to kick it outside. There wasn't anybody there.
Chechi will remain the tailback to the right of Pori, working out of the gun. They'll bring one man in motion, and they'll give it on the jet sweep, going around the right side and making a fine open field tackle.
Lance Meyer.
Lance Meyer comes in and makes the tackle on Carter Lohman, who came on the jet sweep. Lohman will still pick up about 4 or 5 yards on the plays. He'll take it down to about the 33-yard line. He'll bring up 2nd down and 6. Pori. Here's a give. Chechi once again. He's going to be met, and he'll gain about a yard, but that's all before a trio of white-clad Oriole defenders stack him up, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 5.
Avon would be happy if they continue to run inside.
They'll credit him down to the 31, so let's call it 3rd down and 4 for Hamilton Southeastern. Their opening drive of the second half. Pori checks it up over to the sideline. 3 wide receivers to the near side. Greg Miller all by his lonesome on the far side of the field. That's Will Michaelis, near side receiver. Pori takes the snap, drops back to pass, fires, fade route, loads it up just off the fingertips of Greg Miller down the sideline.
Got him beat.
Miller had a few steps, and at first I thought that ball was going to be badly overthrown, but Miller's speed, he almost caught up to it. In the end, it falls off his fingertips, and it'll bring up 4th down. And Coach Scott May doesn't hesitate. The offense stays on the field.
Yeah, very, very catchable ball, and he was a good, 3 yards behind our defender.
They'll bring Matteo in motion. He'll line up as a wingback right. And the play action pass. Here comes A.J. Elcock. Pori's able to get the ball away. Fortunate for Hamilton Southeastern, he is able to draw it incomplete, but there is A.J. Elcock creating all sorts of havoc in the Southeastern backfield, forcing Carter Pori to get rid of the ball, and the Royals will turn it over on downs.
Yeah, he's a very active pass rusher. He's done that, his entire career. He's just got a knack for getting off blocks and getting into the backfield.
So Peters and the offense come out for their first possession of the second half, trailing 7-3 with 10-12 left to go in the third quarter. 3 wideouts for Brandon in the offense. Brandon will hand the ball off to Corey DePriest, who finds a couple of yards over the left side, but that's about all. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 8.
Well, I've been saying it about the Avon defense, but Southeastern is very similar. I mean, we're having trouble. We're trying to run that little inside zone play that we've had lots and lots of success over here the last 2 or 3 years. And right now, 2 yards, you're not going to live on a 2-yard gain. And Southeastern is holding up very well up front.
Weber and Griffin come to the near side. That's Andrew working in the slot.
Blitz coming.
Royals show blitz. Now they back out. Peters back to pass, lays it up, looking down the far sideline. People tie up, and the penalty flag comes out. We was looking for Pankey-Wallace over there on the far side. He was in coverage on that far side, As Drew Pankey-Wallace, I believe he was working on Ryan Brown. They tie up. Penalty flag comes flying, and we'll see what the call is. As Orioles break the huddle, there's not a football because they need to mark it off. Pass interference is going to be called against Hamilton Southeastern. This has been a relatively penalty-free game, especially for the Orioles, considering, as Coach said, 16 penalties last week. And this penalty will give Avon a first down as they'll mark it up to the 48-yard line, 1st and 10 Avon.
Well, that's one of those iffy plays. I mean, if it goes in your favor, you're certainly happy about it. But if I'm Southeastern, I'm probably feeling the same way they feel right now.
Snap for Peters, and he gets wrapped up, and he's not going to be able to escape. Brandon Peters is one strong kid, but Ben Utter is 6'5", 270. He blew right up the middle, and there was nowhere Brandon could go. And as I mentioned, Brandon's a strong kid, but he couldn't get out of the grasp of Uddy, and it's a sack back to about the Oriole 42-yard line.
No, he couldn't. And, and I'm sure that the offensive line's a little bit surprised. Last week, you've got Ben Davis bringing 5-6 on every play, and Southeastern really isn't blitzing all that much. It's really just a matter of man for man. Right now, they're winning that battle.
2nd and 16 for Avon. The give is to DePriest. He makes a move, and DePriest will get up near the original line of scrimmage, maybe a yard shy of that. They'll mark him down at the 47-yard line. That's going to bring up 3rd down and about 11. Clock moving here in the third quarter. Under 8:30 left to go with Hamilton Southeastern leading Avon 7-3. Alongside Dave Shelbourne, I'm Brian Scott. Game night in Hendricks County on xrbradio.com and Audio Sports Online. A late night for high school football. It will be Matt Moore and Andrew Griffin lined up on the near side of the field. The Orioles will do 4 wide. Peters back to pass, fires, has Andrew in and out of his hands. He put that one behind Andrew Griffin, and Andrew couldn't haul it back in, and that brings up 4th down, and Sam Perino will come on to punt this ball away for Avon.
Yeah, even with a completion, he was going to be well short of the first down, and right now, Coach Eric Moore, is calling the plays. He's over there just trying to find something to click. We're just, for whatever reason, and again, big part of it, hats off to Southeastern, but we're just out of rhythm. We're just out of sync. We can't find really anything to hang our hat on. We've gone deep. We've gone short. We've tried to run.
Perino, high snap, brings it down, end over end kick. Ball's going to take a bounce and go sideways out of bounds inside the 25. Close to the 23-yard line is where they're going to mark the football. And both teams go empty in their first possessions of the second half. And with 7:52 left to go in the third quarter, Hamilton Southeastern returns to offense with the ball marked at the 23-yard line, and the Royals enjoying a 7-3 lead. So 7-3 is our score. And Carter Pori in the offense once again back out onto the field. The give is to Chechi. Chechi looks for some room around the right side, and he will take it and turn it upfield and pick up a couple of yards up to the 25-yard line, and that's going to do it for David Chechi, and it'll bring up 2nd and 8.
You're probably not going to see anything fancy. I'm sure they're going to continue to mix it up, but, the things they've done, they've moved the football. They're in field position here right now where they want to make sure they don't turn it over.
Chechi once again, and he will not find a whole lot of room.
Fitzgerald.
Brian Fitzgerald is there to bring him down after a gain of only a couple of yards. That'll be up to the 27-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and a long 5, almost 6 yards to go for the Royals. 3 wideouts come to the near side of the formation. Under 7 minutes left to go third quarter. Will Coudray is over here on the near side of the field, and he is joined by Aaron Matteo, and also over here on the near side working out of the slot is Zach Cash. Pori back to pass, steps up, pressure comes, and Carter Pori's going down. Good good coverage in the defensive secondary and good pressure from the defensive line, but eventually coming in to make the play for the Orioles is Jacob Otto, a 6'1", 210-pound senior, to bring Carter Pori down for a loss back to the 23-yard line. He'll bring up 4th and 10, and on to punt is Zach Cash.
Yeah, good call by Coach Bombi. I thought they might change the play. They showed blitz early. They looked over to the sideline. They decided to go with a deeper route, which allowed the blitz to get to the quarterback and put pressure on him.
Cash with a booming punt. It turns over, muffed at the 38. Ball is still loose, and it's picked up by Hamilton Southeastern and returned to the Avon 22-yard line.
Yeah, they can't advance that ball, though. It'll have to come back.
Coming away with the football was Trey Poor, and as Coach mentioned, it will be...
It should. That's a muff.
And the side judge here is pointing backwards, saying it's back where the ball touched. The officials are going to discuss this, but as Coach mentioned, this one's actually going to have to come back, and it will be where it was recovered by Hamilton Southeastern. And the big question is, where was it recovered?
Well, they should have beanbagged it. That's what the beanbag's in the pocket for. You're supposed to throw the beanbag out to mark the spot. That's called a spot of first touch.
And right now, that is the big discussion that the officials are having. The side judge over here on the near side, where he is standing is where he said the ball was touched, but now they're going to move it back further, and they're going to mark it back to the Oriole 27-yard line. So for the second week in a row, the Orioles muff a punt. Now they're going to move it back even farther. They're going to say it was back at the 33-yard line. So it was where it was first recovered after the muff. Once Hamilton Southeastern had the football, and I'm sure Coach Scott May is thinking, well, it shouldn't be back that far. There's probably a happy, well, not for Avon's sake, but there's probably a happy medium in there somewhere, because it does look like it was inside the 30-yard line when Southeastern recovered it. And looks like this is where Southeastern is going to start their drive, and it's going to be at their own 33-yard line with 5 minutes, 53 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Southeastern leads Avon 7-3 in excellent field position at the Oriole 33-yard line. Pori gives the ball. Running right up the middle is David Chechi, and this time he blows right through the Orioles' first line of defense all the way down to the 20-yard line for a pickup of about 13 yards on the play.
Yeah, all the momentum's with Southeastern right now. Avon better, hitch up their drawers here a little bit and come up with a stand.
So a first down run. Here's Chechi again. Takes it right up the middle once again, and this time he'll pick up about 4, maybe 5 yards down to the Oriole 15-yard line before he is finally brought down. So right now, Southeastern going with a heavy dose of David Chechi right up the middle, and they'll have 2nd and 5.
Well, they've got a little momentum going. They're kind of feeling it here. They know if they put a score in, it's really going to put Avon in a bind.
There's Lohman on the jet sweep, but it's Pori with the keep. Corey eludes one man, then slips. Well designed. They gave the fake on the jet sweep. Pori kept it, took it toward the left on a little bit of a counter move, but he unfortunately for Royals fans slipped at about the 13-yard line. That's going to bring up 3rd and short.
And they've been setting that up all night.
Pori will keep it himself, go right over the middle, and this will be very, very close. Trying to go over his big 6', 210-pound center, Zach Randall, and this will be all about the spot. Now, the official on this near side that came in looks like it's going to be short, but let's see what they do when they unpile it and spot the football. And they're going to call it 4th down. So Pori did not get it on the quarterback sneak. Coach Scott May, he's wanting a measurement, and he's not going to get it. So play clock winds, and now we have timeout called by Coach Scott May in Southeastern, and I'm sure what he's lobbying for is a measurement. We're going to take a timeout. 4:37 remains in quarter number 3. Southeastern leading Avon 7-3. This is game night in Hendricks County on XRBRadio.com and Audio Sports Online.
Panuni's Pizza and Wings in Brownsburg has something for everybody, and you don't even have to leave home. Call 286-3500 for free delivery to Pittsboro, Claremont, North Avon, and all of Brownsburg. Specialty pizzas, calzones, breadsticks, and cheese bread, all made in-house with Panuni's own hand-tossed dough. Not to mention Panuni's jumbo wings. Just tell them you heard about it from XRB and get 10% off of your order. Check out their Facebook page for specials. Open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., Friday and Saturday until 11 p.m. Locally owned Panuni's Pizza and Wings on 1447 East Main Street in Brownsburg.
Well, head coach Scott May took a timeout, and I'm sure he was lobbying for a measurement, but where the ball is spotted, it is a good half yard at least shy, and Coach May is going to send his field goal kicker out. That will be Stephen McLeish, who will set it up. This would be a 28-yard field goal right in the middle of the hashes. This would give Southeastern a 7-point lead if McLeish can convert. A 28-yard field goal. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 4:33 left to go in quarter number 3, and Southeastern increases their lead over Avon 10-3. Back with a kickoff in a moment. This is game night in Hendricks County on XRBRadio.com and Audio Sports Online.
Changes Home Care is a proud sponsor of Avon High School football broadcast. Changes Home Care assists the elderly in staying independent in the comfort of their own home as long as possible. They assist individuals with bathing, dressing, transportation, medication reminders, light housekeeping, companionship, and much more. Their office is on Shiloh Professional Drive in Avon. Changes Home Care serves Hendricks and Marion County as well as all of the surrounding counties. Their services are available 24/7, 365 days a year. For a consultation appointment, call area code 317-271-3800. That's area code 317-271-3800. Changes Home Care in Avon.
For the second consecutive week, special teams turnover leads to points for the opposition. It's a 28-yard field goal by Hamilton Southeastern. They lead by 7. Here is an onside kick that Zach Batustik, with feather soft hands, is able to grab and bring it down at the 45-yard line, and that is where Avon will start this drive, 1st and 10, as the Royals look to maybe catch Avon napping a little bit, hanging their heads a little bit. It was Southeastern with some momentum there, but they don't get the spot, and they have to settle for the field goal. And now the Orioles have the football, 1st and 10 from their own 46, with 4:32 left to go in quarter number 3, trailing 10-7. Alongside Dave Shelburne, I'm Brian Scott. I should say 10-3. They trail by 7. Peters will give to DePriest, and DePriest is going to be horse-collared. Don't see a flag, but he was brought down as coming in to make the tackle was Ben Utter. And it's a gain of only 1 yard for DePriest and the Orioles. 2nd and 9 coming up for the Avon Orioles as we approach the 4-minute mark left in the third quarter. That's Andrew Griffin to the far side of the field. It is Drew Pankey-Wallace in the slot. He'll join Harrison Weber. Low snap. Here's Peters. Finds Matt Moore on the seam, and a big, big hit is coming in to lay one down. Coming across, I believe, was Brock Burns, a 6'4", 185-pound junior. He just laid out Matt Moore, separated the football from Moore. It falls incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd and 9.
Well, so Southeastern has brought an intensity to the game tonight that Avon seems to be lacking. You know, they came in here, I think, smelling the possibility of, I guess what we would call an upset if it turns out to be that. And, right now Avon's going to have to match that intensity if they want to get back in the game.
Big 3rd and 9 for the Orioles at their own 47. Peters back to pass, pressure from the edge. This time he finds Matt Moore all alone coming across the middle, and Moore will pick up about 12 yards down to the Royal 40-yard line in a 1st and 10 on a big third down conversion for Avon.
Southeastern blitz, they got the man-to-man. That time, very wisely, Avon had a little bit of a shorter route. They knew what they needed. They didn't try to, a couple of times they've seen that and tried to hit the home run and go way downfield with the wide receiver. That time, knowing they needed, shorter yardage for a first down. They matched Matt Moore on one-on-one. He's a bad matchup for most people one-on-one.
Harrison Weber to the far side. Andrew Griffin and Drew Pankey-Wallace to the near side on this 1st and 10 from the Royal 40. Here's a give. Corey DePriest finds the edge, turns it up, and he'll pick up about 5 yards on the play. Turn the corner and gets good positive yardage down to the Hamilton Southeastern 35-yard line as the clock moves in the third quarter, showing 3:20 remaining and Southeastern leading Avon 10-3.
Well, so far Avon has put together a nice little drive here, and this is what you need to do against the style of play that Southeastern is playing. They're still at the 35-yard line, so if they're going to continue in this same manner, you're still looking at another 5 to 8 plays.
2nd and 5. Peters, low snap, once again, finds DePriest. DePriest to the 30, to the 25, down to the 20, and inside the 20, down to about the 18-yard line before he is finally brought down by Brock Burns, but Corey DePriest with the afterburners takes it inside the 20 to the 19. It'll be 1st and 10 Avon.
Yeah, just a little pull play. They got to the outside, but again, long gainer, but not the home run that we saw last week. I mean, Southeastern still converged on the ball, gave up a first down, gave up a longer game than they wanted to, but Avon's still 20 yards from putting the ball in the end zone.
Matt Moore goes tight end left. Pankey-Wallace and Griffin to the near side. That's Harrison Weber to the far side. DePriest remains a tailback. Peters gives to DePriest. This time DePriest is going nowhere on a fine play. As blowing through the middle was Alec Jessup, the 5'10", 180-pound junior inside linebacker for Hamilton Southeastern. And he brings DePriest down for a 2-yard loss back to the Southeastern 21-yard line.
And this is what they're counting on. Now they're ahead of schedule. Avon's looking for 4 or 5 yards on first down. They got a -2. Now it's 2nd and 12. Now they can't be content to run the ball. They're going to have to put it in the air. This is what Southeastern is expecting and looking for.
4 wides for the Orioles. Back to pass. Peters looks in the corner, and that one's incomplete. Looked like stopping his route on that far side was Matt Moore. Peters expected him to continue on into the end zone. Moore, whether he was held up there by Brock Burns near the goal line or just simply stopped his route, the ball falls incomplete. It's 3rd and 12.
Well, I think Matt saw the safety coming over the top. They had man for man underneath, but part of the reason they played that is they had a free safety helping him deep. I'm not sure if Brandon saw it, but Matt certainly did. That's why he throttled down.
Royals show blitz. Now they back out of it as Peters on this 3rd and 12. They'll throw the back screen. This is Moore to the 20, to the 15, to the 10,
Touchdown.
to the 5, into the end zone. And they will spot him outside of the end zone at the 2-yard line. That's where they'll say Matt Moore went out of bounds. They just set up the little screen on the far side, and Matt gets the first down, and it's just a couple of yards shy of the touchdown, but it'll be 1st and goal Avon at the Southeastern 2.
Yeah, nice call by Coach Moore, Eric Moore, the offensive coordinator. One of the few times you saw Southeastern outnumbered at the point of attack. Set it up very well, got him running to the right side of the field, threw that screen back to the left. Looked like he was going to walk in the end zone, but, they're down here on the 1-yard line.
1st and goal Avon. 1:37 left in the third quarter. Here's the give. DePriest, the right side.
Ran him over.
And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. Corey DePriest from 2 yards out. And the Avon Orioles are an extra point away from tying this football game up.
Yeah, that's a nice drive, and that's what you have to do. And that's the first time that Avon really has had a whole series where they looked poised, they looked patient, they made plays, they caught the ball, they ran hard, they blocked well, they did all the things you have to do when you're going to play against the style of defense that Southeastern plays.
Sam Perino on for the point after, but this play will be blown dead.
Somebody jumped inside. Somebody moved.
And a legal procedure penalty called against Avon, and they'll retry it, but 5 yards further back. So this becomes a 25-yard extra point attempt for Sam Perino. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 1:33 left to go in this third quarter. We are all tied at 10. It's game night in Hendricks County on xrbradio.com and Audio Sports Online.
Ivy Tech Community College offers a high-quality, high-value college education. Ivy Tech is the place to start a career or further your education. Even if you're planning to pursue a bachelor's degree, Ivy Tech's quality education is recognized statewide, so our credits transfer. Ivy Tech has a campus in Crawfordsville near I-74 at US 231. Complete your free application at ivytech.edu/apply now or call 888-IVY-LINE. Get started now on a brighter future at Ivy Tech. We'd like to thank Citywide Paving for their support of Avon football and our Avon football broadcast this year.
Corey DePriest runs it in from 2 yards out. The extra point's good, and we have a brand new football game tied at 10 with 1:33 left. Perino with a short kick. It'll come to the near side. It'll be fielded at the 26-yard line and then immediately run out of bounds. Over here on the near side was Alec Jessup. And with the score knotted up at 10, the Royals are back out on the field for offense with 1:32 remaining in the third quarter. They'll have the ball 1st and 10, and when they're done spotting it, it'll be at their own 31-yard line as Carter Pori in the offense comes out for the 12th-ranked Hamilton Southeastern Royals. They led at the half 7-3. They extended it to 10-3, but the Orioles answer with a touchdown drive, their first of the night, and we're tied at 10. Pori, play action pass, rolls to his right, finds his man who had leaked out to about the 35-yard line, makes one man miss, and pass is complete. As Aaron Matteo will take it up to the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 9 yards on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and short for Southeastern. 4 wide outs, 3 are to the near side. Pori, handoff. This is Chechi. Chechi takes it over the left side, and an inside handoff nets about 6 yards on the play up to the 45-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Southeastern. Timmy Osho with a tackle for the Orioles, and Southeastern running tempo here. They'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line. Under a minute left to play, third quarter. Here's Chechi once again. He will bounce it to the left side, and nice tackle as coming in and making the play is Matt Thompson. Chechi bounced it to the outside, but great pursuit by Thompson, and he brings Chechi down for a gain of only a yard.
Yeah, great open field tackle.
Clock shows under 30 seconds left to go in the quarter. The Royals will have to make a play here before the third quarter clock expires. 3 wide outs. As Carter Pori takes the snap, he looks, he fires, and that ball looked like it was knocked down at the line of scrimmage. And I believe it might have been A.J. Elcock that got a paw up there to knock it down.
Yeah, he might be glad when they watch this tomorrow that it was knocked down, because it looked like they were zoning in on that play, had it pretty well covered.
So it'll bring up 3rd down and 8. Clock still shows 16.2 seconds remaining in the third quarter. We're tied at 10. Orioles got a 2-yard touchdown run from Corey DePriest to tie this football game up. And now Southeastern with a big 3rd down. Carter Pori back to pass, throws, lays it up. This one's going to be well short, or well long, I should say. The receiver well short. Greg Miller was over there lined up one-on-one with Scott Campbell, and that ball well overthrown. So quickly for Southeastern, they are going to get 1 first down, and then that's about it. They're going to be stalled out. And there is 12.7 seconds still remaining in the third quarter, and it's going to be Zach Cash on to punt this ball away for Southeastern. He'll stand at about his 32-yard line as once again Corey DePriest and back deep. They will send it to Priest's way. He will take it at the 16. Corey to the 20, to the 25. He'll dive underneath there, and that is going to be all for Corey DePriest as he will end up at the 26. We have not seen Jordan Peterson here in the second half. They actually had Ian Pendleton back there in punt return formation. Peterson played in the first half. We have not seen him at all here in the second half. So Pendleton was back in punt return formation along with DePriest, and the Orioles will have it 1st and 10 at their own 21. 3.4 seconds left to go in the third quarter in a 10-10 tie. So Avon with one play here in this third quarter, and they'll set up 3 wides with 2 to the near side. It is why we have seen a lot of Drew Pankey-Wallace here in the second half. He lines up in the slot. Royals show blitz. They back out of it, and they give it to DePriest, who will gain 2 or 3 yards. That's going to be about all before he is going to be driven backwards, as coming in to make the play was Grant Skelton, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter of play. We've played 3 quarters of football here at IU Health Field at Hamilton Southeastern High School, and we are tied at 10 between the 12th-ranked Royals and the 7th-ranked Orioles. Back with fourth quarter action after this. This is Game Night in Hendricks County on xrbradio.com and Audio Sports Online.
Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon High School sports broadcast. Dr. Timothy Greer and Dr. Christopher Lefebvre have served Hendricks County families for over 20 years. Located in Avon's Beechwood Center area just east of Ivy Tech, they're open Monday through Friday, although early morning hours are available. Avon Dental Center offers high-tech dentistry that includes dental implants, orthodontics, and one-appointment crowns. At Avon Dental Center, their priority is to deliver quality care to informed patients in a comfortable and convenient setting. You can get more information at avondentalcenter.com or call for an appointment at 272-8100. Avon Dental Center.
Running out of space? Tired of the clutter, but don't want to part with your possessions? We have a solution for that at Northfield Self Storage in Brownsburg. Whether you need a little extra storage or a larger space, our storage units ranging from 5x10 to 10x30 will surely take care of your needs. We also carry packing supplies such as boxes, tape, bubble wrap, and a whole lot more. Come see Northfield Self Storage and U-Haul at 1530 West Northfield Drive in Brownsburg, open 7 days a week.
Avon will begin the fourth quarter with 2nd down and 8 from their own 28-yard line. Alongside the Indiana Football Hall of Famer Dave Shelburne, I'm Brian Scott. Quarterback draw, and Brandon Peters. Well, that's going to be an interesting spot. I thought he had the first down, but from where the side judge came in and marked it, he's going to be about a half yard short. Peters on a design quarterback draw took it up the field, and it will be third down and less than a yard as they'll spot the ball just beyond the 35-yard line, and the yard-to-gain marker is at the 36.
Yeah, Brandon is an outstanding runner. He's capable of doing that. They don't want to do it a whole lot and maybe take a chance, leaving him out there, but he's certainly capable of making big plays with his feet.
They bring Drew Pankey-Wallace over to the right side, but it's Brandon Peters that just blows right by everybody as he just gets behind big Ryan Dickinson and Ben Wilson on that left side. Needed a half a yard, gained a couple on that play. They'll spot the ball up near the 32-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 Avon. Just underway here at fourth quarter at the IU Health Field at Hamilton Southeastern High School. The 12th-ranked Hamilton Southeastern Royals and the 7th-ranked Avon Orioles all tied at 10. Pankey-Wallace and Griffin to the far side. That's Drew Weber that comes near side. DePriest, the lone tailback. He's to the right of Peters working out of the gun. Brandon looks over the 3-man front. Low snap, gives it to DePriest. DePriest eludes one man, now cuts it right, and if not for a shoestring tackle by, I believe, once again, Brock Burns, DePriest could have broken that to the right side on the cutback, but once again, another low snap. This time, a great job by Corey DePriest to get that handoff from Peters and gain about 4 yards up to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, as much as anything else, that throws off the timing, in addition to giving Coach Pless a heart attack over there on the sidelines.
It's a gain of 3 yards officially, ball at the 40, 2nd down and 7 for the Orioles. Peters, play action, finds Andrew Griffin, and this time, this is one of those things where Coach has been talking about, just not quite in sync. That's been a pitch and catch for Brandon and Andrew for the last 2 years. This time they are a little off, and they've been a little off all night long. Going to bring up 3rd and 7.
It's been more than 2 years. They were doing that when I had them in 7th grade. So, that's been a long time combination, but it's just not quite where they want it to be here tonight.
Harrison Weber and Drew Pankey-Wallace to the near side. Matt Moore, Andrew Griffin to the far side on a big 3rd down and 7 for Avon. 10 minutes left to go, 4th quarter. Peters back to pass. Plenty of time. Fires, driving down, picking up the football, and with the catch is Drew Pankey-Wallace. Southeastern says it was incomplete, but the side judge came here immediately, called it a good catch. It's a big 3rd down conversion for Avon as they have it in Southeastern territory at the 45. So Drew Pankey-Wallace, who's in for Jordan Peterson this half, he makes a big 3rd down conversion reception, and the Orioles are in business 1st and 10 at the Southeastern 45. We think. No replay here. Here's a give. Corey DePriest right through the middle. And Corey, it's just one of those, with Corey DePriest, if he can ever get past the first line of defense, you're not going to stop him for about 6-7 yards at least. That's a 7-yard gain down to the 38-yard line. Will set up 2nd and 3.
Yeah, he's close, and he hits it in a hurry, but they've bottled him up. And really the Avon running game, we've nickeled and dimed a little bit, but we haven't hit any home runs tonight.
DePriest with a lone touchdown for Avon, a 2-yard run that tied the game in the 3rd quarter. Orioles marching here in the 4th. Here is Brandon. He finds Matt Moore at the 30, down to the 25, down to the 22-yard line. A big pickup for Avon and another 1st down.
Yeah, just a nice little quick zone route, little stick route. He's just reading the man that's in between the slot and the tight end. If he runs to the slot, they throw it to Matt. If he hangs with Matt, they throw it to the slot. Nice, easy completion, nice, easy read.
Orioles driving here in the 4th quarter of a 10-10 tie. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the short side of the field at the top of the formation. This time Brandon will work under center. A give to DePriest. He will cut it back inside on a really nice move, because sitting there waiting for him was Justin Voskel, the inside linebacker. But Corey with a quick move, cut it back inside, picked up 8 yards on the play.
Yeah, I don't want to jinx this here, but, we're finally settling in and doing what we needed to do from the start of the game. They're in a bend but not break defense. They're going to give up some short stuff. You need to keep 5 and 6 yarding them to death. You need to stay on schedule. You need to catch the balls that are thrown. You need to come off the line of scrimmage and give the running back a little bit room to get those 5 and 6 yard gains.
2nd and 2 from the 14. Play action pass. Peters rolls out, fires, and it's well out of the end zone. He was looking, I believe, for Andrew Griffin running the back line of the end zone, but it was well covered. Ryan Brown was in coverage back in the end zone, and that's just simply Brandon Peters throwing that one away and living for a 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, extremely well covered, and Brandon, made the wise move. He didn't force the ball in there. They're still down here in, in good scoring position, or just outside the 10-yard line, and with a little patience here, we should be putting something up on the board.
Peters back in the gun. The give is to DePriest. He's tripped up, but he will get the 1st down, and it will get it just inside the 10. I think the nose of the football is on the 10-yard line, so it's 1st and goal with about as long as you can get with the nose of the football at the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, Avon. Clock shows 7:48 and counting here in the 4th quarter. We are tied at 10, but the Orioles are driving here in the 4th.
They're driving, taking time off the clock, and getting their confidence back as much as anything else. They're doing what they need to do.
Pankey-Wallace and Harrison Weber to the near side. Andrew Griffin to the far side. They give it to DePriest, bounces it outside, tries to get the corner, eludes one tackle, and he will dive inside the 5 down to about the 3-yard line.
Nice little counter play. They bring him back to the middle to make it look like the zone play. They're pulling their left guard around the corner, blocking down with everybody else. So they're getting Corey with a little counter action. They're jetting him back out to the outside with a lead blocker, and that's tough for a defense.
2nd and goal from the 2. Just an end stop to Priest. Peters to DePriest, and he is just shouldered and tackled down.
Boy, he got hit hard enough there. He just did a great job hanging on to the football.
Didn't see who put a shoulder into him, but no gain on the play. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 2 as DePriest, trying to find some room left side, just ran into the shoulder pads. I believe on that side that would have been Colin Miller. And it'll bring up 3rd and goal. This time the Orioles will set up 4 wide receivers. Matt Moore is the lone wide receiver at the top of the formation. Peters out of the gun, DePriest to his right on this 3rd and goal from the 2. Tied at 10. Peters fires. Matt Moore in the end zone for the touchdown. They had Matt Moore one-on-one coverage, and we've seen this before. They just made sure Matt put himself between the defender and Brandon Peters. Peters delivers it where only Matt can get it, and it's 6 points for Avon.
Great patience. The last 2 drives for Avon, great patience. They've mixed things up. They've taken what they've gotten. They haven't tried to go deep. They've executed, all the little things that you need to do, and that's what's, turned things around here for them in the second half.
There is a bad snap. Andrew Griffin will take it, and Andrew Griffin, who is the holder,
that could be huge,
gets the 2-point conversion around the right side. Bad snap. Griffin picks it up. He was looking to throw it and then realized he had wide open green space to his right, and he takes it to the corner, and the Orioles pick up 2 points.
Might have to put that play in next week.
And they will lead this game now 18-10 with 6:06 remaining in the 4th quarter. Back with a kickoff after this. This is Game Night in Hendricks County on xrbradio.com and Audio Sports Online.
Avon has a rich wrestling tradition, and now Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of it. Opening last November, Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Red. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at RedCobraWrestlingAcademy.com.
2-yard touchdown pass, Brandon Peters to Matt Moore. A bad snap on the point after, but Andrew Griffin picks it up, runs it into the corner, and it's 2 points for Avon. They lead Hamilton Southeastern 18-10 with 6:06 left to go in this 4th quarter. This ball is going to be kicked, and it's going to be picked up, and they're going to say it's a touchback. Very, very dangerous return as over there on the far side, I believe Brock Burns took the kickoff. He was close to that pylon. Had he taken it and stepped out of the end zone, it would have been Hamilton Southeastern's ball inside the 1, but the official says that Burns did, in fact, enter the end zone, so it's a touchback, and now Southeastern finds themselves trailing by 8 with 6:06 left to go in this football game and starting at their own 20-yard line. Pori, play action pass. He finds Greg Miller, and Miller will pick up 13 on the play as he takes it up to about the 33-yard line before Scott Campbell brings him down. Crediting 14 yards. He'll spot it at the 34. 1st and 10, Hamilton Southeastern as they pick up 14 yards on the first play from scrimmage. Clock winds. We're under 6 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter. Avon now up by 8. Pori gives it to Chechi. Chechi kind of slips. He got behind his blocker and then slipped down, and it's going to be a loss on the play of about a yard back to the 33-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd down and about 11. Royals quickly up to the line of scrimmage as they have been running all night long. Carter Pori will take a look over to the sideline as the play clock still with 15 seconds left on it. But the game clock now winding down to 5:20 left to play. Pori will bring Chechi over to his right and now takes the snap. He will step up, gets hit, fires over the middle, and a fine throw and an even better catch. As coming in to make the catch was Matt Klink, and he had Lance Meyer draped all over him, and he still brought it in for a big gain up to the 48.
Big-time play, great protection. Avon brought pressure. They held on long enough in the offensive line to allow him to make that good throw.
1st and 10, Southeastern. Here's a give to Chechi. Chechi finds some room on the left side, and he will take it down to the Oriole. They'll spot it at the 44-yard line. It's a pickup of 8 yards for Chechi. It'll bring up 2nd and 2 with 4:46 remaining in the fourth quarter. Avon leads 18-10. Pori again looks over. He has plenty of time on the play clock, but the game clock is winding down as we are under 4:30 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Well, they're going to run out of opportunities. This is probably going to be their last solid opportunity to march it down the field and score.
Pori looking over to the left side. He was looking for Will Coudray. And a penalty flag is thrown at the 42-yard line. So let's see what the penalty flag is about. It's right at the line of scrimmage. As the official walks this way, and they will call pass interference against Avon. That's a big one, 15 yards on a very short pass route. And that's going to march the ball down deeper into Avon territory. And now, as Coach alluded to just a few minutes ago, that two-point conversion could loom huge in this game, as Avon is now up by 8, not just 7. Play action pass. Pori fires near side. Pass is complete to the 20. That's Aaron Matteo. He'll be knocked out of bounds by Scott Campbell at the 19-yard line. It will be very, very close to a first down. Let's take a look and see what they... Official takes a look, and they will say first down. I've noticed so far here in the very early season that they evidently don't want to pay chain gangs this year, because I don't think we have seen a measurement now in 3 games that we've done.
Evidently. It's all on site.
So it's 1st and 10. Here's a give to Chechi right up the middle. Ball might be loose, but they'll say that Southeastern fell on it. And there'll be no gain on the play. Clock now under 4 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter. And 2nd and 10 from the 19 is what the Royals will be looking at. Now they will stop the clock as there is an Oriole adjusting a piece of equipment. So the clock will be stopped momentarily while cannot really see who that is. It may be A.J. Elcock. Adjusting, tying his shoe as the clock stops with 3:54 left to go in the fourth quarter. Avon has scored the last 15 points. They take an 18-10 lead, but here's Southeastern now with the ball, 2nd and 10 from the Oriole 19-yard line with 3 minutes and 54 seconds remaining. Now everybody's set, and they will wind the clock once again. Clock running. This time Pori with Matteo and Chechi left and right, flanking him out of the gun. They'll check the sideline, and with all that time, you would have. Now they're just going to have time watching off the clock. Under 10 seconds left to go on the play clock. Under 3:35 left to go on the game clock. 2nd and 10. Pori waiting, and now delay of game. Well, that was about as odd as you can get. There was plenty of time while Avon was adjusting equipment. And we just watched Hamilton Southeastern give away time off the game clock, and now they give away 5 yards.
Well, they certainly did. That's one of those things that just shouldn't happen. I know they want to make the absolute right call, but boy, now it's costing 5 yards and the time.
Will Michaelis is an H-back to the right. Pori takes the snap, fires to the left. He has Matteo. Matteo leaked out, eludes one tackle, and then he will be brought down hard from behind after a pickup of about 8 yards on the play. A.J. Elcock pursued and brought him down, but it'll bring up third down in about 8 from the 18-yard line. Clock down to 3:11 left to go, fourth quarter. This time Southeastern will bring Pori under center and bring everybody in tight. Pori fakes the pitch, rolls to his right, pressure comes, eludes, and now he goes down.
Fumble.
Ball's loose. Pori recovered it, but that took a long time to develop. And coming up to make the play and make the sack, A.J. Elcock. He had some help from Jacob Otto, but the loss is back to the Southeastern 24-yard line. It'll be fourth down, and now head coach Scott May is forced to use a timeout with it fourth and long with 2:39 left, trailing by 8. We'll take a timeout as well. It's game night in Hendricks County. It's been a good one. And the Avon Orioles lead the Hamilton Southeastern Royals 18-10. Back in a moment. This is game night in Hendricks County on xrbradio.com and Audio Sports Online.
If you're a business owner with or without employees, you're probably wondering about your payroll. Is it being prepared correctly? Are the right amount of taxes being taken out? What about child support, workman's comp, auditing, unemployment, Social Security, local taxes, payroll deductions? It can be a bit overwhelming, but we've got the answer for you. The Payroll Department Incorporated. We'll take care of all those payroll headaches and manage any unique deductions that apply to your company. We offer several ways to submit your payroll and provide you with customized timesheets for reporting. The Payroll Department Incorporated, located at 701 North Green Street in Brownsburg.
In a game that was 2 hours late in kicking off due to inclement weather, it is now 10 minutes after 11 o'clock here in central Indiana. And for Hamilton Southeastern, they're going to face what will likely be the play of the game as far as they're concerned. If they have any chance of winning this game, it will be 4th and 14 from their own 24-yard line after A.J. Elcock sacked Carter Pori for a loss of about 8 on the play.
I'll be shocked if Avon doesn't come.
Here they come off the corner. The throw is to the corner. Man open, and it is incomplete, but a penalty flag. They're going to get Chad Carmichael over in the corner. He was working on Will Coudray, and the penalty flags fly in the end zone. I take that back. That is Ian Pendleton that I believe was over there in that corner. Not Chad Carmichael. It's 4, not number 1. He was working one-on-one with Will Coudray. They were battling down the sideline, and when the ball was in the air, they said the penalty goes against Ian Pendleton. Now, this is a 15-yard penalty. It is not an automatic first down. They will mark the penalty. This is going to be very close.
Should be a first.
To the first down. They had 14 yards to go, but this we'll see what happens after they mark this down. It is not an automatic first down. That rule changed last year, and the officials are automatically saying, well, they're calling it half the distance to the goal. That is what they're calling. They're calling it half the distance to the goal and spotting the football at the 13-yard line where it'll be fourth down and about 3. So now the officials will talk this over. The call is half the distance to the goal, and as Coach and I talked a little bit earlier, we had a bit of a mix-up earlier in this game with the muff punt interpretation as far as where the positioning had been. Again, they changed the rule in IHSAA last year that defensive pass interference is simply a 15-yard penalty. It is not an automatic first down. But the officials are ruling that this is half the distance and spotting the ball at the 13 as they are over here talking to head coach Scott May. And when they are said and done, they're going to mark this down for 4th down and 3. And I imagine if Southeastern ends up losing this game, head coach Scott May is going to be on the phone asking somebody what's going on. Now, Coach May, he's all the way out on the field inside the numbers.
They're making the right call. They're just not doing it with confidence, and, they're just... The officials are leaving themselves open for second guessing, even though they're making the correct call. You just make it and walk away. When you hesitate like you do, it makes it look like you're not sure of what you're doing.
Now, after all of that, Coach May is going to call a timeout. Or, excuse me, no, it's going for Avon. Avon is who called the timeout. With 2:34 left to go in the 4th quarter, it'll be 4th down and 3. Hamilton Southeastern at the Oriole 12-yard line. We'll come back. It's been an interesting past few minutes. I'm sure the finish of this is going to be even better. It is Avon 18, Southeastern 10. This is Game Night in Hendricks County on XRBRadio.com and Audio Sports Online.
Come visit Blue River Pharmacy, the local independent pharmacy in Hendricks County. When you choose Blue River Pharmacy as your partner in health and wellness, you will enjoy all of the traditional services of a chain pharmacy, plus so much more. Blue River Pharmacy takes time to truly care for and listen to learn our patients' needs. We accept most insurance plans and offer competitive pricing. Whether you need a prescription filled quickly, medical equipment, unique over-the-counter items, or medication management options, Blue River Pharmacy is your local friendly choice. And we offer free delivery. Stop by our Brownsburg location at 680 East 56th Street in the shops at Brownsburg today and choose Blue River Pharmacy.
4th and 3 for the Hamilton Southeastern Royals with 2:34 left to go. They trail by 8. Pori back to pass. Pressure comes. Throws it to the corner. Double coverage. More flags in the corner. He was looking for Greg Miller. There were 2 Orioles in the vicinity. It's going to be pass interference. Let's see who they call it against. Pass interference against Avon. This will result in a 1st down. It'll be half the distance to the goal, but with the Royals only needing 3 yards, that will bring it inside the 10-yard line and give them a 1st and goal at around the 6. So the new life has been breathed into Hamilton Southeastern. A pair of pass interference penalties called against the Orioles. Give them the Royals 1st and goal from Avon's 6-yard line. 2:28 left to go in the football game. Avon with an 8-point lead. Pori gives it to Matteo. Matteo tries to find some room over the right side. He'll gain a couple of yards inside the 5, down to about the 3-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down. Clock continues to move. 2:14 remains. Again, the 2-point conversion by Avon on their last touchdown. That might loom large in this game. Pori takes the snap. He gives it to Matteo. Matteo around the right side. And they are going to spot him shy of the goal line. It'll be 3rd and goal just outside the goal line. Aaron Matteo back-to-back runs. He's had Big Curtis Goss leading the way. And now it'll be 3rd and goal as the officials stop the clock. Matteo a little bit in disbelief. He thought he was in the end zone on that last play. 1:44 remains. 18-10. Avon with the lead. 3rd and goal, Hamilton Southeastern, just outside the goal line. A pair of Avon pass interference penalties have led to this goal-to-go situation. Aaron Matteo's gotten the ball twice, but they have not been able to sneak it across the goal line. Clock remains stopped as, again, some either equipment issues. As everybody's just standing around now wanting to know what we're waiting on. Coach Mark Bless is thinking that they are putting time back on the clock. And Coach Mark Bless is not happy about it because this has basically been a free timeout for Hamilton Southeastern. So Carter Pori actually came over to the sideline, got the play, gathered up his troops. Now they will head back over to the line of scrimmage and wind the clock. So that has been a free timeout for Hamilton Southeastern, and that's something that Coach Mark Bless not happy about. And here's a stick in the backfield. Aaron Matteo nowhere to go, because coming in and making the big hit was big C.J. Hunt, the 6'2", 245-pound junior nose guard. It's a loss back to the 5. Now it's 4th down, and for the 3rd straight time on this drive, here are the Royals in a 4th down. It's 4th and goal from the 5. 1:10 and counting here in the 4th quarter. Avon up by 8. Pori back in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Play action. He'll roll to his right. He'll fire to the end zone, and it is complete in the back of the end zone. Bringing it down was Matt Klink. And Hamilton Southeastern, with 56.9 seconds, score touchdown on a 5-yard pass from Carter Pori to Matt Klink. But now they face a 2-point conversion try opportunity on the way. Klink had run the back end line of the end zone. Carter Pori, who managed to elude the rush momentarily, finds Klink in the end zone. Klink went up, brought the ball down. The official waited to make sure that Klink controlled the catch all the way through, and in his estimation, Klink made the catch, and now the Royals are 2 points down and will have to go for 2 with 56.9 seconds. Pori out of the gun, and now head coach Scott May is going to burn a timeout on the 2-point try, a very, very important 2-point try, as if the Royals are unable to convert this, they will be trailing by 2 with less than a minute left to go in the football game. So a lot of intense, interesting, and all those other types of words you want to use for the fast 5-6 minutes here.
Well, you know, they performed. They needed to drive. They made plays. You know, Avon had to stay clean and didn't. You know, they had 2 pass interference calls on 4th down when, you know, the game could have been over. So, you know, it's, you know, good execution on the part of Southeastern. And, you know, Avon being, I guess, just a little bit overly aggressive in a situation where maybe they could have backed off a little bit. You know, it's going to come down to this. So, you know, they're over here doing all the plotting and everything else. And, you know, the bobble on the extra point turned out to be a positive for Avon. Having an athlete like Andrew Griffin be your holder certainly helped. Not only is an outstanding athlete, but he made that great decision. He didn't force it. He stayed patient. He saw the opening and got himself into the end zone. And, you know, we'll find out here in just a minute whether that's going to be the difference in this game or not.
Carter Pori will have joining him Curtis Goss to his left. 2 wideouts, left and right. Aaron Matteo's wing back left. Pori brings Lohman in motion. They will keep it. He will keep it. He will drive. He will dive. He will be in the end zone for the 2-point try. They set up a little diversion with Carter Lohman running what looked like the jet sweep. They had Aaron Matteo at the left side at the wing. Pori took it himself, and he gets the football just over the goal line enough for the 2-point conversion. And with 56.9 seconds remaining in this football game, we are tied at 18. Now it'll be up to Avon, who has, I believe, 2 timeouts remaining. They will be looking to return this one and possibly set up either Sam Perino or, of course, they've got the weapons to go deep. But it's a long night. It's 11:23 already here in Central Indiana on a game that took 2 hours to finally get underway due to inclement weather. The skies have cleared. The night is beautiful. The crowd is into it. And we have an 18-18 tie. So getting ready to kick this football away is Stephen McLeish. Back deep is Bryant Fitzgerald and Corey DePriest. Avon creeping up as McLeish will run up and put a foot into it. It's a short kick. It'll be taken at the 24. This is Chad Carmichael. He will take it and be stopped shy of the 30-yard line. The ball will be spotted at the 29-yard line. 48.7 seconds remain. I believe Avon has 2 timeouts remaining, and we are in an 18-18 tie.
Boy, he had that ball hanging out there. It looked a little scary to me, but he did hang on. Let's see how we play this. You know, we've got 50 seconds to go. You've got the best quarterback in the state out here playing, and you know, some capable receivers. So, you know, I'm sure we're going to see this ball probably heading downfield.
Drew Weber or Harrison Weber, and there's a penalty flag as coming around the right side and sliding down is Brandon Peters at the 35-yard line. Penalty flag looks like it's going to go against Hamilton Southeastern. Well, let's wait to see the signal.
They had too many men on the field.
They've spotted the ball at the 34-yard line. It would be a pickup of 5 yards for Brandon Peters.
You know, the yardage isn't as important here as the time.
Clock shows 45.7 seconds remaining.
And once again, the officials are indecisive.
Illegal substitution called against Hamilton Southeastern. And I guess your guess is as good as mine on that one.
You know, they really don't need that much, have a shot at kicking a field goal here.
Down to the 44, up to the 44, and here comes a strip. Peters is swept. The ball is loose. The ball is still loose. Down and finally controlled at the 21-yard line. The ball belongs to Hamilton Southeastern as Peters was stripped on the blind side. And looks like coming in, making the play was Ben Utter. He has been a thorn in the Orioles side all night long. And now Hamilton Southeastern is in business, 1st and 10. With the ball spotted, they'll spot the ball at the 21-yard line of Avon. 35.3 seconds remain. And what has been one of the wilder last 5 minutes you will see. And now Southeastern, who needed a 2-point conversion just to tie the game, now get a strip fumble and are in position to possibly win the game. But 35.3 seconds remain, and Carter Pori in the offense is out on the field. Pori will give it to Aaron Matteo. Matteo will take it straight up the middle to the 20-yard line. Just getting in position for a possible field goal attempt. Clock continues to move, under 22 seconds remaining. Pori will spike the football, and that will bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, they burned their timeouts earlier, so looks like they're going to make the attempt right here.
So they'll attempt it on 3rd down. That way, if there's a mistake on the hold, mistake whatever, they'll see if they can line up quick enough. But with 15.9 seconds, I doubt they could get another attempt off. So they will try for what will turn out to be a 37-yard field goal. As Stephen McLeish can win it for Hamilton Southeastern. A 37-yard attempt. Kick is up, kick is on its way, and the kick is good. 12 seconds remain on the clock. A 27-yard field goal by Stephen McLeish. I take it back. It was a 37. My bad. 37-yard field goal by Stephen McLeish as they spotted the ball at the 27-yard line. McLeish with the field goal with 12 seconds remaining on the clock, and Southeastern now finds themselves out in front of Avon 21-18. A couple of big turnovers on the night have really hurt the Avon Orioles. They had a muff punt that resulted in an Hamilton Southeastern field goal in the first half, and now a strip of Brandon Peters by Big Ben Utter has resulted in a 37-yard field goal from Stephen McLeish, and now Southeastern finds themselves ahead 21-18 with 12 seconds remaining.
Well, it's been a tough couple of minutes here for Avon, but, I want to tip my hat to Southeastern. They showed their composure. Their coaches sent in some good plays. I mean, Avon made some plays, but again, those key errors that you mentioned, a muff punt, 2 pass interference calls down here on the end, missed assignment that caused the blind side and the fumble.
Ball is caught. It's still loose and finally brought down at the 32. Southeastern with just a bit of a high chip shot kick. Now there's 6.9 seconds remaining. And really probably only one more play left in the Avon playbook for the night, and they're going to have to get this one deep in a hurry. Ball's at the 32-yard line. And Brandon Peters, we know he's got the arm. That's not going to be the issue. Can he find anybody open?
Or will he have time?
Looks like Southeastern's going to work in quarters, so they'll drop back. Peters back to pass. Pressure comes. He will load up, and he will launch it downfield, and there's Matt Moore getting just hammered, and now the penalty flags come out.
It doesn't matter. It gives them one more play.
It will give them one more play on the defensive pass interference penalty. Again, it's only a 15-yard penalty, but you will end up getting another play.
Unless it's after the interception.
Unless there's a penalty after the interception, but it looked like the official threw the flag as the Southeastern player grabbed the football. So these officials, I should say, they have definitely been
not helping themselves any with all the conferences. I mean, there's a part of me that says that's good. Make sure you get the call right, but some of these are things that shouldn't have to be conferenced. You make the call, you move the ball, you move the chains, and you move on.
It'll be defensive pass interference against Hamilton Southeastern. There will be one untimed down, as the, of course, game cannot end on a defensive penalty. Matt Moore was pretty much getting mugged down the middle of the field, and that's what the officials saw. The fact that it was intercepted doesn't really mean anything, but it will be 15 yards closer as they'll spot this ball now at the Oriole 47-yard line, and with 0 showing on the clock, Avon will get an untimed down. 4 wideouts. Peters back to pass. Pressure comes. He steps up. He lets it loose. He's slinging it downfield. He's looking for Harrison Weber, and it'll be bumped in the end zone. And no flags, and that is the football game. Hamilton Southeastern, they score 11 points in the final couple of minutes, but now we got more officials talking back here at the 47-yard line. So just when we thought this game might be over, hold your horses. There's no flag in the end zone. The officials are talking back here near the line of scrimmage. And the Orioles are still out. The Oriole offense is still out on the field. And there is a flag on the play. And this is evidently a defensive penalty, and it's defensive holding called against Hamilton Southeastern. So, Avon still has another shot. Can't end on a defensive penalty. Now the ball is definitely marched down to the Hamilton Southeastern 43-yard line. That is well within Brandon Peters' throwing range to get it to the end zone. And we will try this once again. 3 wideouts to the near side, 1 to the far side, and now a whistle and a timeout called by Mark Bless, though in name only, as there are zeros showing on the scoreboard, and they've had now for what will be the second consecutive play. So Avon gave Hamilton Southeastern some chances that eventually resulted in a Southeastern touchdown and a 2-point conversion that tied the game with a pair of pass interference penalties, and eventually Southeastern was able to get the ball in the end zone. Now with Avon with the proverbial backs to the wall, they get 2 Southeastern defensive penalties, and now they find themselves on the Southeastern 43-yard line with a chance to send everybody to the end zone.
Well, like you said, you got a quarterback certainly capable of getting it down there. They're going to have everybody and his mother sitting in the end zone, and, they've got a 3-man rush, and they're pressuring him. So, he's got to run around a little bit. He's just going to heave it down there, and we're going to hope for a miracle.
Here's Brandon back to pass. He'll roll to his right, step up in the pocket. He will flip it up, and he will lateral it, and that's going to be the ball game. Penalty is going to go against Avon for either an illegal forward pass or
it's illegal touch.
It's an illegal touching, and that's going to be the football game as Hamilton Southeastern.
It's on Avon.
As the Hamilton Southeastern faithful finally able to exude a sigh of relief, and they are going to walk out on a very late on a Friday night with an upset win over the 7th-ranked Avon Orioles by the score of 21-18. We are going to take the briefest of timeouts. It's been a long night. We'll come back with some final thoughts as the Avon Orioles fall to 1-2 on the season. They lose to Hamilton Southeastern 21-18. Back in a moment. This is Game Night in Hendricks County on xrbradio.com and Audio Sports Online.
Come visit Blue River Pharmacy, the local independent pharmacy in Hendricks County. When you choose Blue River Pharmacy as your partner in health and wellness, you will enjoy all of the traditional services of a chain pharmacy, plus so much more. Blue River Pharmacy takes time to truly care for and listen to learn our patients' needs. We accept most insurance plans and offer competitive pricing. Whether you need a prescription filled quickly, medical equipment, unique over-the-counter items, or medication management options, Blue River Pharmacy is your local friendly choice. And we offer free delivery. Stop by our Brownsburg location at 680 East 56th Street in the shops at Brownsburg today and choose Blue River Pharmacy.
Alongside the Indiana Football Hall of Famer Dave Shelburne, I'm Brian Scott. The Avon Orioles were down in this game. They rallied back. They took the lead, only to watch Hamilton Southeastern in what was one of the wildest final 3 minutes of football that you'll ever see. Hamilton Southeastern scores 11 points, and they defeat the Avon Orioles by the score of 21-18. Coach, this will be a game totally of missed opportunities. Things a little bit out of sync, and it's going to be a very long bus ride back home for the Avon Orioles.
Yeah, there'll be lots of disappointments, but, Southeastern, as I've alluded to, they just play that style. They're kind of boring at times, but, they don't let you make big plays. They hang in there. They make plays defensively. They harassed Brandon tonight, really, without really a lot of pressure. They didn't give up any huge plays other than the one that was called out of bounds down here, and they made the plays that they had to make, and they forced Avon to kind of get out of their comfort zone. We've made the comment all night. They were just out of sync. They just didn't look good. They just didn't look sharp. They made occasional plays. I thought they had things back together again there at the end of the third quarter and early in the fourth quarter. They put together 2 really nice, patient, well-executed drives to go ahead. It looked like the game was back in their hip pocket, and then Southeastern just refused to quit, hung in there, and just, made some huge plays. Obviously aided by the 2 pass interference calls, but, they scored the touchdown when they had to go for 2. They came up with the big play and got in, and then you're sitting there thinking this game's going to overtime, and oh my gosh, here comes Brandon getting blindsided because their kid made the good pass rush. The ball hits the ground. They grab it, and their kid comes in and kicks a 38-yard field goal. So, Avon didn't play badly. Avon just didn't play as well as they're capable of playing on a night when Hamilton Southeastern, I'm not too sure that they can come out there and put together as complete a game as they did tonight. And, they're going home here at almost midnight with a huge victory.
For the Avon Orioles, they'll fall to 1-2 on the season. That's going to set up their return trip back home to Avon next week. The Orioles, of course, the last 2 weeks they've been on the road, so they'll be welcome sight to get back to Hendricks Regional Health Stadium back at Avon, where they will take on the Brownsburg Bulldogs. The Bulldogs were in action, or supposed to have been in action tonight, against the Franklin Grizzly Cubs. That game was delayed and finally postponed due to inclement weather. The Bulldogs will actually be playing tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. For Hamilton Southeastern, an absolutely huge win. That's 2 in a row for the Royals after winning last week 41-14 against North Central. They pick up their first HCC win of the season, defeating the defending HCC champion Avon Orioles. Now, it doesn't get any bigger for Hamilton Southeastern, and it doesn't get any tougher. They'll have to move on from this game, and they'll play at Fishers next week. That's for the Mudsock. That's always a big game. And last year, Fishers came here to Hamilton Southeastern and thoroughly dominated the Royals. Royals will be looking for a little payback in that game. That game you can watch right here on Audio Sports Online. Kickoff for that game is set for 7 o'clock. For you Avon Oriole fans, we'll have that game for you as well on Audio Sports Online. It will also be the Hendricks game night in Hendricks County game of the week. The kickoff for that game is set for 8 o'clock. It is a time change. Kickoff for Avon and Brownsburg is at 8 o'clock. We'll have the pregame show for you at 7:30 right here on xrbradio.com and Audio Sports Online. It's another gut-wrenching defeat for the Avon Orioles as they fall to the Hamilton Southeastern Royals tonight by the score of 21-18. For the Indiana Football Hall of Famer Dave Shelbourne, I'm Brian Scott. Thanks for joining us tonight on game night in Hendricks County, and we will see you again next week. Until then, so long, everybody.